think it's one of those episodes, right? I think we going all the way up. I think it's gonna be one of those episodes where we tear the building all the way down to the rocket ships back up to the moon. Right? Listen, I need y'all to really understand. Right? Lindsay is about to come in and do it the right way. Right? We about to really go hard with this one. This one's gonna be one of my favorite episodes because every time I do this, it goes right on the Stack Pack podcast. Right? I take advantage of the platforms off this, right? And I asked Lindsaya to come in here. I said, Lindsaya, what we gonna do today? Are we gonna turn the building up today? Are we really gonna get in here? So ping the room up, share the room up. Lindsay, I'm passing it right to you. I need y'all to start this room up, though. Y'all know what it is with me. Let's go.
Headline news, if you waiting I no do, then go say I do. Nothing but the truth, and I step up in the booth. No lie, my life, no be smarting. And on my last Christmas, Santa Claus give me the glizzy with the switch dog. So some people no go see this Christmas. Man, them my grasses, most of them not even Christians. Click bang, body sinking at the quicksand. See that full of bomb like Afghanistan.
If you with me tight, I me know the enemy, them a play, I me know they not sorry for me. People are ball and a skin, cause we bad than we mean. Bloody crime scene, calamity. That's how we shoot out green figure Canada G. Make them have a experience, no gravity.
Tell them we not laugh up, we not take that. Violate people are dead dog. You shoulda keep in your bed cause the Taliban's them a make work. We not laugh up, we not take that. Badness is where we end us. When I shoot people, we end up in a red cross.
No Taliban's like them, we assure guns. Make you not sleep at your yard in a 4 months. That's how we make people.
You know what it is for me, too, though? Like, I can't wait for Lindsay to start this up. Lindsay, I need you to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what it is. Soulful brand building. The team's in the goddamn building. Lindsay, I'm passing it straight to you. I need you to let me know why you chose this title and why'd you want people to come together for this, because I think this is fire. I'm pinging the room up. I'm about to share this shit all over the place. Let's get it active. Let's go, Lindsay.
Let's go, Stack. Let's go. And I saw KB already coming in. Honey, Marketing Queen, Nick, Mojo, JT, Royal, my girl Ja'ara's in the building. We got 3 Dope in here. And Marisol, please come on up to stage. Get ready. You guys, why did I choose this topic? Well, here's the deal. If you've got a soulful brand that you are building, or you've got in your heart space, like you've got it in your mind's eye, you are ready to build the business of your dreams, then this is the place where we're going to really pour in and mastermind what it is that you need. So this is going to be the place where you can come and say, listen, I've got a dream for X, Y, or Z. Who else would be able to help me? Who else could conceive what would be the next step for me? And here's the most important thing. You will never grow a business if your wellness is not a priority. If you are not taking care of yourself, if you are not ensuring, so I'm a wellness warrior to my core. And so I'm definitely going to be dropping in the ways in which you maintain your health and you ensure your wellness. And that goes beyond the scope of your fitness. And that too, we're talking about the wellness of your wealth. We're talking about the wellness of your mental capacity. We're talking about the wellness of your community. Listen, if you are letting wellness slip away, if you're literally trading dollars for hours and allowing for that to mean that you think you have to work hard all of the time, we're going to change that thinking, okay? Because it is important for me that we maintain our wellness while we are brand building. So come on up to stage. Today is going to be all around Soulful brand building while you are maintaining your wellness. I want to know, what is that next thing in your life that you're building that you have a hurdle with? I want this to be a real community mastermind. I host masterminds in real life. And what I believe is that when you spend time with me, you walk away with something. And I say that all of the time in this room. Like, I'm going to come in and pour in a way in which I know that I am serving you. Because for me, how am I going to pull from a pot that I'm not pouring into? So it is my...
Hold up, Lindsay. Bring that back. Hold on. You know we early in the show, but I need you to bring that back. Can you please Say that one more time, please. Bring
Yeah,
it back.
listen, how are you going to pull from a pot that you're not pouring into? If you're always taking, looking for someone to give you something and you're not in alignment with that kind of moving in the world, if you're not pouring from a place of generosity, and if your cup is not filled because you have failed to make yourself a priority, then who are you pouring into? You are always in a place of taking because you're constantly less than all of you when you're in the spaces that you choose to be. So, you guys, this is going to be a powerhouse and it will be a power hour. Unless you know how we do, if you guys are really finding value, we will continue to move forward. So, today it's Soulful Brand Building. So, I want to set the stage because we've got others. Tashia, I hope I said that correctly. We've got Royal on the stage. Marisol accepted the invitation. My girl, Melodious is in the room too. We've got Valerie coming in the room. I see Irene and Joan and so many others that are also in this room. If you're in the other space, I invite you. Be sure you're following all of these amazing humans that have already made their way on stage, and we invite you too because the first question that we're going to pop around the room where I'm going to invite you to dig in is what I like to. Okay. So I'm a person who, again, you're going to give before you take. So, number one question is what is working for you? If you are building a business in any form or function that is creating real revenue. So, again, just put him in the itself in the audience. If
I, I
you,
boo I booed me a JT down so you can rock out.
oh, you're so
Bring
sweet. Let's see.
JT up too.
Okay. So, you guys, if you are anywhere in business and you're building real revenue, I want you to drop into because again, I said we fill the cup before we ask to drink from the cup. Okay. So, first, you're going to fill it to the tippy top. What is working for you? What is creating revenue for you that you believe other entrepreneurs deserve to hear about? The second thing, and so everyone gets a one and two, right? Like a right and a left hook. That's how it goes. Okay. We're doing knockout rounds only in this room today. So
You
you're
said,
one
hold
and
on. You said knockout rounds. I think if y'all ready for that, put a one in the chat. Like I really need y'all to appreciate, Lindsaya when she's coming in here. Put a one in the chat. Share the room out. Ping the room out. Do whatever you got to do. Right? Let's go. Right? Let's get up in here. Let's start adding this value. Let's go. Lindsaya, we need it. We need this. Please, let's go, Lindsaya. Back to you.
Yeah, we do. We all, more than need, we deserve this. We deserve this because so often we find ourselves in circles where gatekeeping is the way others move. And you will fail to move forward if you strive to go lone soldier because you have to have someone who's got your six. Someone has to have your back. Someone has to see those blind spots that are blind to you. So, you guys, I'm going to drop my fire too. We've got 9 shares in the room. So, as soon as that hits 15, I'm coming in with my 1 and 2. I'm going to be adding them all throughout the room because, again, I fill into the cup that I am going to drink from. So, yes, I'm asking you to pour out too. So, you're 1 and 2. You're 1 and 2. Number one, what is working for you? What has you building revenue? Number two, is there something that would help you? So, this is the time to ask what would serve you? What challenge are you up against in your business that you would like some help with? Because that's where we're going to get this integrated into the room. So, we're doing ones and twos all afternoon. And I want to know who on stage is going to drop it hot first. And as soon as we hit 15 shares, you guys, I'm coming in with my 1 and 2. I'm going to do a knockout and then I'm going to keep handing it back to all of you. So,
Yo,
Mojo,
Lindsay, I just
Dojo,
got
I
off a
see you.
business call. Tell me my 1 and 2 real quick one more time. This is my
Yeah.
soulful branding highlight of the day. Let's go. I need that 1 and 2 real quick so I can knock it out. I got a client that's calling. I'm doing websites. I'm editing. I've been working all day. So let me get that 1 and 2 real quick one more time.
Absolutely. I put it in the chat too. We've got 11 shares. So, like I said, I'll be coming in when we've got 15. Keep sharing the room, put it on every platform, ping your friends in. Because this one, if you have yet to start a note in the note section of your phone and you have failed to make a media mentor note, I invite you to. You get a note section in your phone. So, your to do list, your next do list is always with you. So, going back to Mojo, and we've got Melodious again joining the room. We've got Beloved, my friend Beloved. Listen, everybody come on up. If you're an entrepreneur and you're doing the damn thing and you want to sit on the stage alongside others who are also moving the needle forward, you're going to want to be on stage because this is the ones and twos. And for everyone on stage, ones and twos, listen, we're going to go right hook, left hook. First one, right hook. What's working for you? How are you making revenue? How are you creating profitability in your business? Stop with the gatekeeping, pour it out, pour the wisdom generously, because that is an energy. It means it will come back to you tenfold. Number two is, what is a challenge?
Lindsaya, I think we got 15. What you talking about? I think we got that 15. You might
Let's
have to,
go.
All right,
yeah, what you
listen.
gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? We
Yeah,
at
let's
I'm gonna
15
go.
jump in first.
already.
No,
Listen.
I had to draw him out, Stack. You know what I'm saying? I got him now. I got him tapped in. So Lindsaya, yeah, I definitely want to hear from you. So number one, what's working for me? I'm gonna keep mine short, right? Because I'm gonna come back. What's working for me is fucking with media mentors. That's what's working for me. That's my number one right now. Why is my number one media
Hey,
mentors? Because I have a platoon of nits, ninjas in IT. My team is strong. So I'm my number one, what I'm doing that's working, I'm collaborating, bro. I'm supporting, bro.
hey.
I'm editing, bro. I got so much I got so much Insta marketing stuff that's been in the works since Stack put me on, put me in the game. So I'm showing up. That's what I'm doing. That's what's working. What's working is being consistent on my persistence. That's what's working for me. But what's working is not giving up. My AI tools, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be giving out these AI tools for the Media Mentor exclusive club, bro. If you're not messing with us, you're gonna have to catch this on YouTube, TikTok. But I'm gonna be giving the sauce. I'm gonna be in the kitchen cooking, like KB says, so I can serve it up. So I don't get, so I ain't the, I ain't the meal. I'm the chef, KB. And then one thing that's what was number two? A challenge. What is a challenge? A challenge that I'm overcoming right now is proving to other people their value. So most of the time, my clients, when I say proving their value, this is a challenge. When they're trying to buy something from you, they're trying to invest. The biggest objection that I'm even getting with certain people is what, quote unquote, costs. So I'm like, yo, if you want me to build your website, people want you to build.
Am I the only one that lost Mojo?
Mojo, I thought I was
Mojo,
tripping,
Mojo.
Yeah,
I
Mojo.
thought I was tripping too.
Mojo,
yeah.
come on,
Can you
man.
hear
Where
me?
you
Can you
at? We
hear
need
me?
to keep it
Yes, I
rocking.
got you
Hold on, yeah,
back.
my grandma
Let's
just called me. I
go.
had to tell her I'm about to come pick her up. I'm sorry, right? So the biggest thing, right, is the challenge that I'm seeing is proving people's value. So when I'm saying proving their value, when people are asking you to invest in them, people are asking me for a website. I'm making you a $500,000 website, but you're thinking that it's going to make $5,000 or $10,000 a month. You want that type of work. So how much should you invest into that? So when people are giving me objections, my biggest challenge is what? Proving to somebody that their investment into themselves is worth it. Anytime I hear somebody tell me that, oh, I can't afford this, I can't afford that, I can't afford this. Now, do I understand that bills are tight? Do I understand finances and resources are tight? Yes. But what else are you doing? Are you going out? Are you drinking? Are you partying? Are you buying weed? Are you buying liquor? You're doing all these other things. Now, somebody's not going to invest in themselves. That's my biggest challenge. My biggest challenge is other people, bro. Because me, I'm getting this shit done. Me, I'm knocking this shit out. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here working. So my biggest challenge is other people. Cause I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get it done.
Yo, Mojo,
Back to you.
you know what it is? It's all about getting it done. Can you guys get up in the chat, right? And Lindsay, I want them to really realize about the wellness and what's going on here. What happens when I click this link at the top? What happens when I get in tune with this community real quick before we keep it rocking? What happens when I tap that link? Cause it's my favorite thing to go up to. It's my favorite thing to do in the morning. What happens when I get in tune with that real quick? Thanks for that share, Mojo.
All right, you guys. Well, here we go. I'm going to do my first ones and twos. I said it's going to be knockouts all day long. So I'm coming back in because you guys showed up. And as I promised, I am showing up too. Because I said once we got to 15, I was coming in honor of asking each one of you to do the same thing, to bring the best of you to this conversation. So, listen, that link at the top, that is when I talk about what is working for me. What is working for me is showing up for me before everything, putting myself front and center, knowing I am worthy of speaking kindly, speaking positively, speaking abundantly, not only about what I'm seeking to see, but most importantly, about about me, so that when I'm in the negotiation, when I'm in the proposal, when I'm doing the pitching, it is second nature for me to be able to share with you the ways in which I am going to amplify you. I am confident in my capabilities because I've practiced the language. I don't stutter about me. I speak up and I own all of me. And I'm excited when I'm in conversations where I get an opportunity to speak about, what it is I do and who it is I be, because I practice the language. So it is never in question if what I'm speaking has authenticity behind it. So the way that I do that, and everything that I do, nearly 3 years, we have not missed a single freaking weekday. We have 7 rooms every single week on this app alone. We also do, workshops and retreats, and, I host masterminds and all sorts of things. So those are, beyond the scope of Clubhouse offerings. Right here on this app alone, our community has 7 different rooms a week. And the one that I brought to this app, and I brought it to this app in February, it will be 3 years in February, 5 days a week. And we show up every single day, and it's like a yoga class in regards to speaking about me, for me. So I have, and it has been, again, this has also made its way to the pages of the Change book. So we are immortalized in the Change series. It's the daily self-love circle is our practice. It's the daily self-love practice. And that has been immortalized in book 19 of the Change series. So it will live infinitely. And so we do this every single day because we hold a space, a sacred room in which you're able to stand in circle and become proficient when it comes to speaking about you, when it comes to honoring you, when it comes to quote unquote selling you. Because so many people feel so dicey around that word sell. And I want to know, what have you bought within the last 24 hours because somebody sold something? We're all always selling. And if we remove the fear that that is scary, we give ourselves the ability to make a whole lot more money. So every single morning, beginning at 7:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, that daily self-love practice, it began in my mirror. It began in my bedroom. It came from something that was offered to me when I went through my first of 3 rounds of Brene Brown training with her organization in regards to leadership. It was when I was leading a team of 55 people, had a sales team in 5 different distributors all over the US for a company that was bringing in revenue of $4 million a year. And when I realized that when I poured into me, I was able to confidently stand up, also teach others about their worth because I was doing the damn thing. That is secret weapon number one. That is what is working for me. Because I'll tell you what, when I learned how to speak about me, the moment it came to how much I cost or the fee, when I'm talking to a distributor about bringing in an initial order of $130,000, when I'm talking about their investment for upcoming events and putting together the proposal for what it will be their spend in terms of an educational offering, those dollars and cents felt really big for me until I came to understand my value, knew who I was, and then speaking confidently was something that started to happen naturally. So that's my number one. My number two, if I was to say
Hold
what.
on, Lindsay. I need them to get that break. If y'all agree with Lindsay's number one, get up in the chat. Let's give Lindsay let's pour in. That first one was heat. Get up in the chat if y'all appreciate that first one because she's going with the second one. If y'all ready for the second one, get up in the chat, ping the room out, share the room out. And if you guys are getting on the stage, hold tight, sit right there because we coming to everybody. But this is Lindsaya Day, right? I asked my sister to come in here and fire this shit up, right? She always comes and supports me. Anything I do, Lindsay is always support. So what you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call Lindsay up here, man. I need you to fire this shit up. We need to turn this shit up, right? And this is what we're doing right now. So I appreciate you, Lindsay. I just want them to really, dive into the first one, make sure that they appreciating that, and I want you to go on with your second one. Let's keep it rocking. Love you, Lindsay. Let's get it.
I love you too, Stack. I love you too. And you guys, right there is a number one for someone else too. Show up for others the way you hope people will show up for you. Model the shit you seek to see. Like, be the example in the world for everything. That is truly, that's like a one plus 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 plus, giving some extra. Okay, so I want to move this around because I want this room to be far from only me speaking. So the next time I'm coming in with the ones and twos is when we reach reach 25 shares. So if you have yet to
Uh-oh,
share
she
the
said
room,
25.
so if you have yet to share the room, be sure that you are sharing at once we eclipse 25 and we get a couple other voices in this room. I'm going to come back in because I've got way more than two to share and pay forward to you. So the thing, if I was to speak honestly around what feels challenging, or the reason that by the way, we're speaking our challenges out unapologetically is because someone in this room is the solution or knows the person who is the solution to the thing that you could use support in. So when we're in community and we give ourselves opportunity to be seen in the area where we could use some support, that is a really powerful thing. And so for me right now, speaking really honestly, is that in the world of content creation, specifically engagement, because of the change on the Instagram platform with Reels, I am definitely standing in a space where more engagement is important to me. I am someone who I merely measure the metric of engagement. How many people are commenting below the posts? How many people are creating dialogue on any interface in which I'm posting? So first off, it's my call to action. If you love me, if I give you something today, if this room elevates you in any way, then I'm going to ask for some social currency. Go on over to a platform, give me more than 4 words on any post that really resonates with you. Go and share my profile into your stories. Make sure that you let others know that I'm the kind of woman that they want to be around too, because if you're spending time with me, you're making that choice. So put me in front of your people too, because I'm meant to be someone else's, shiny light, bright light moment in the dark corner too. So I'm going to ask for social currency because that is where I would say right now, with the changes on that platform, that is a quote unquote challenge for me. So that's my ones and twos. We're already past 25, so I'm up in the game. It's going to be 35
Damn,
next.
Lindsaya, what you say already? Hold up. Y'all moving quick. They going quick,
We're
Lindsaya.
going quick, and
Y'all
and
going
and I
quick.
also want to say, listen, you guys, I apologize. Rarely do I ever step outside of keeping my word. So I promise you, I'm keeping my word. The reality is that I was short-sighted in how badass all of you were and are every single day. So it's going to be 35 because if I'm sharing every time I put a number out, that will mean we don't get to hear from any other people that are so wise in this room today. So I definitely want to put a queue together. I also want to be sure. I mean, I've got Nick, my brother, in here who was led so many rooms. We've got KB in this space, always showing up, loving on others. JT, he brought his cousin onto the platform. I got to, hear about his journey into becoming a professional football player. So again, we've got Sherry last night. We were going, back and forth in dialogue, loving dialogue, being expansive in the way one another thinks. We've got Miss Self Love. Otis has always been bomb in every
My
room I've
brother
been in with
Otis is
him.
in here. I don't think y'all ready for Big O, man. He got some good gems. You know
We've
what I'm
got
saying? He was
yeah,
definitely on the podcast too. So shout outs to Otis. So if he's available too, Lindsay, I want to see what he got going on too. Because O always got good rooms. So Otis, if you around, bro, let me know. It'll be dope to hear from you, bro.
I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm just waiting to chime
Man,
in.
let's go. It's on
I'm
you.
listening.
What's good? How you feeling about the topic, man? Thank you for coming to the room, brother.
I was actually listening to Lindsaya, and she was what she said about you. You know, there may be someone in here that is the solution to your problem, and sometimes when you have a lot of eyes on you, you're a little apprehensive about speaking out and saying, "Hey, well, I'm lacking in this area," because there's a part of you that says, "Hey, wait, you're supposed to know everything." Right, but some of the things that she was saying about social media impacted me too, because I've really got to focus and get disciplined with social media. So I'm glad that she brought that up. But man, you got a lot of good people on stage. But Stack, you have a really good network also, and I think that's one of the gifts you have, bringing the right people together in the same room. So I'm here to listen just as much as contribute, man. So let's get it popping. Look at all these hearts.
Come on, man. Listen, and Otis, man, and I just want to let y'all know, like Otis, he always has great ass rooms. 4 data points, right? Fire ass rooms, always great information about real estate. So along with my brother Anthony Glenn that came in and did a room, Otis is right along in the same lane. They teach the same. It's just fire information that you need to go get ASAP. So if you're not following Otis James on here and the people that he surround himself with, I don't know what you're doing, right? So I'm always, wanting to bring in the heavy hitters, people that want to, chime in and listen, because you never know, man. You might need some help on some real estate, man. Go holler at Otis, right? He came in here on Lindsaya Day, right? I'm always going to support his room. So look, he came up in MM and supported us, right? We appreciate you, Otis. And make sure you check out the episode with me and Otis on the podcast. It was a fire ass episode, of course. Anyone that I meet that's doing great shit, we're gonna go a podcast together. So Otis, I appreciate you, bro.
I just checked the numbers. We hit 1 trillion views Thursday night. It's
The
one
Thursday
trillion.
night we
So
hit 1 trillion. All right, bro, 1 trillion.
yeah, yeah. They sent me a little plaque, so it's all good.
I
manifests his
know, right? I
numbers
love when he
almost
say
every
that
time.
shit, right? So look, Otis, I appreciate you, brother, for coming. We're gonna do some more great things with Otis, and you could just chill, Otis, whenever you want to chime in, man. It'll be dope. JT, Nick, KB, Val, everybody on stage with me. Amanda, Wifey, look, Maricel, Sherry, Miss Self Love, Otis, look, C. Everybody's pulling up. James, Jamisha, everybody's in the goddamn building today. This is what I like to see. Everybody coming together. Good vibes. We chiming into the topic. I'm passing it back to Lindsaya or whoever else wants to chime in. But look, this soulful brand building, this is what we're talking about while maintaining your wellness. You know what I always say about Linsaya's rooms. At early in the morning, it's like a yoga studio. You get up in there, you get to relax. You get to train your mind. You get to release, right? You get to tell the world why you love yourself. This is why I've had Lindsaya come here. So I just want to hear, either from you guys, and just keep this conversation going. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rocking. Let's keep it positive. Let's go.
I'll pose a question in Lindsay. Actually, I'm glad you came off mic because when you talk about social media marketing, we typically have a budget for that. At what point do you decide to outsource after you've blown your budget, right? Because it's like, all right, we tried this, we tried that, we tried incorporating some people, and Stack did some really good social media stuff for us. But I wanted to bring my son in, and I create jobs for people within our organization. So the social media performance dropped off drastically, right? But I understand that. But at what point do you say, you know what? I'm either going to learn and see what I can accomplish myself, or okay, we got to outsource this again. Now, mind you, you already blew your budget, and I think marketing is one of the most important places to put your money, but you already blew it. So what would you say to somebody that's in that position?
Yeah, I love that you're asking this because again, and you may not have been in here, and I also want to point out something that you said as your one, like your recommendation to the room, the thing that's really working, which you honored stacking it too. You said networking, and what you don't know about me, Otis, is that next year will be the first year that I'll have the 750 hours to call myself a real estate investor. So again, when you get into community.
Let's go, Lindsaya. Let's
Yeah.
go.
So when you get into community, this is where amplifying happens. So you guys, this is why it's important to come off mic. It's why it's important to be on stage. Like that real estate right now really matters because you're going to get in the circle with someone and be able to ask a question. Everybody's got a 1 and 2. Look over in the chat. I'll bring it up again. One is what is working for you, what's creating profitability. Number 2 is what challenge or what hurdle in business would you like to put into the room? Because someone in here is the solution for you or has someone in their network that is the solution for you. And Otis, I loved your question. And what, Otis, when do you look to really hire out or contract or allocate, even when the budget may be blown? When do you allocate to spending in marketing? And I'm going to, I see he may have gotten a phone call. I know how that works. I'm going to answer it for everybody because it was a fantastic question. So as someone who started with a brand that had zero market presence here in the United States, every social media, I'm getting phone calls too. Otis, it's contagious. So every person or the brand that I manage, and I'll be continuing to manage through the end of the year, and then I'm moving into marketing and social content creation exclusively for them. So that will be what I'm doing moving forward as I pour into my own business, which is a tip I'll tell you in the future. But here's the thing is that nobody wanted to spend on marketing. So every social media account that they have, all the marketing in the US presence that they've ever had has been actually from me or from me and my team. And this is what I believe, Otis. First off, when you start contracting it out, number one, if you're blowing the budget, it's time to reevaluate the budget. Either one, you've set your your budget too low. You have unrealistic expectations based on the outcome you're expecting. So we got to make sure those match up. That you have proper expectations based on how much your spend is. Number two is that you're spending in the right arenas. That you're putting you're allocating those funds to the right things to generate traffic or to generate the outcome you're looking for. So for some, that's ad spend. For some, that means that's going to be expansion into their funneling. For some, that means that's going to be hiring a content creator. For some, that means that they're going to have a coach. Like it's not a one size fits all, because where is your business? Where's the hole or the gap for you? Once we locate the gap, we can ensure that we fill it in. And sometimes that means a reallocation of budget, like managing our budget. And again, I did everything from curating the budget to securing the budget, from what I call the ship, which is really, our company is from San Giustino, Italy. So going back and really securing what kind of support we were going to get from their marketing department, what we were going to have to curate here nationally. And so it isn't a one size fits all, because it is, where is the gap? What are you looking to fill? And what outcome are you looking to get? So again, it could be notoriety. Like, I want to have a larger following so that I can leverage that for better marketing. It may be that I'm looking for more people to opt into my freebie, to do my free download. And it also may be that I'm looking for virality. I'm looking to go viral so that I can have more eyes on me. There's many different ways to move in the marketing game. The
You got to
only thing.
expand on that virality, Lindsaya. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you know what it is to work with brands. And me and Lindsaya got to chop it up soon, because I got a special opportunity that came across my desk, Lindsaya, that I want to talk to you about behind the scenes, that has to do with marketing and branding. But Lindsaya, how important is it for to have eyes on your brand? Because you've been in numerous rooms with me, over hundreds of rooms with me helping out people, talking about social media, blazing the trail, right? Talking about branding. How important it? I don't want them to skip over that. How important it is it to make sure a piece of your content goes viral, or to have some type of virality. Talk to me real quick.
Yeah, so here in Stack, him and I go round and round having beautiful conversations. Again, how he is helping people definitely is elevating. So here's the thing. Is viral what you're looking for? Because if you're okay, so I'm going to use Tracy on the stage. She's here. She's the number one florist in Toronto, has exceptional business, and going viral on a social media platform is pretty, honestly, unless she has a program to pitch, or she's going to do something, she's got a new endeavor that's going to be income or revenue generating, then the reality is, going viral doesn't mean a damn thing. So you really do have to look at what is the outcome in your business that you're looking for. That's where you pour attention into. So it may be like getting a billboard with Stack in your local community so you get more eyes on your business. It may be, I want to go viral because you're like Miss Self Love. You've got nearly 200,000 downloads for your podcast, and you're looking to go viral in the self love relationship game so that more people who are going through a breakup and healing from it come and listen to you. So it is so important. What outcome are you looking for? That's where, and so Otis, back to your question, that's where we move the marketing money. And so it isn't one for everybody. It's not one size fits all. It also isn't the same thing always. As your business evolves, the season you're in will determine where you're allocating your funds. So sometimes my marketing was in brochures, and I was doing handouts and leave behinds for my sales team. Like, the sales team was pushing our brand nationally. Sometimes my marketing was because we're putting on a hair show. And so now we have a whole lot of people who are coming and purchasing tickets and flying from all over the country. Sometimes my marketing budget was hosting a retreat, if you will, a beauty professional retreat, and taking 40 plus hairstylists over to Italy. So my marketing and how I'm pitching for people to purchase that ticket is much different than if I am having someone come to an event locally, and I have sales teams that are going in door to door knocking on salons. So Otis, that was a big, long response to a really brilliant question that gave me a great opportunity. I actually feel as though I gave you another one, and another one, all in that share. So I'm still going to come in after 35 again. And I've been talking for some time. And the thing that
I
excites me.
think we need five more, Lindsay. I think we need to give. If y'all enjoying what Lindsay is saying, put a heart in the chat. I need y'all to appreciate my sis time. She could be anywhere else doing branding, doing marketing, helping out a company, helping them get to the next level. But she came into the media mentors today. So share the room out, ping the room out, get some more people on the stage to chime into the conversation. This is going to be a great conversation. And Lizzie, I love this because we'll be able to expand and teach more people about branding, marketing, how to get seen, how to get on the billboard, how to expand their presence. That's what it's about. I want to talk about that today. So look, Lindsay, if you want some more people to talk, let's go. Who want to come in next, man? I want to hear from some people, man. What's
I
up?
was
Well,
just gonna hop on.
I got one more
Right.
quick one. One more quick
Oh, is
one
that
since we got
Right.
her
that's
handcuffed to the
Otis? All
radiator.
right, go ahead.
One more quick one since we got her handcuffed to the radiator. I know she's trying to get out of here. But when and this goes for everybody on the stage. I'm looking at, every once in a while I'll do kind of a mini SWOT analysis on what it is I'm doing and see what potential threats there are out there. And when it comes to content creation, which I think as a business you have to have a content creation conversation. Like there's no way around it, right? If you don't, you're going to suffer. So my question to professionals that are in the content creation space, are you using, do you see AI and a lot of these different capabilities from AI as a threat to your business, or are you expanding your business utilizing AI technology, for example, to come up with products or services at a price point? Like onboarding services is something that if I was in content creation that I would do. I would outsource people to put together automations for small businesses and leverage technology so they can have an ongoing system that just, obviously it's not going to be as effective, but as a lower price point comes, you have lower expectations of the results. But are you guys using AI to expand your business? I guess I'll sum up the question that way. Are you using it to expand, or do you see it as a threat, even if it's just attracting attention from your potential customers as a potential alternative to hiring content creators? Sorry, I know it's a long question, but
That was a good one. Hold on before everybody gets to answer because that was a really great question. I want you to go on over into the chat right now. Otis dropped a hot one right now. Are you using AI? So if you're using AI, go over and type AI in the chat. If you're using
Get
that
up
to
in the
expand your
chat. Get
business,
up in the
type
chat. Let's
AI.
go.
And if you feel like it's going to replace you or someone in your business, I want you to go type replace. If you're worried about it taking you out, I want you to go type replace. So you guys, I'm going to do it. We've got ZZ in the house, our former sweet, she was one of the app icons here, a while back, and it holds many beautiful spaces. If you are anywhere in the room and you want to come on stage, please do. We want all of you up here sharing because this is what we're calling the ones and twos, okay? One being we want to know what's making you profitable, what's moving your business forward, how are you creating revenue? And the twos is what is something we could help you with? What is something that is a hurdle for you? So Otis just asked about AI and if you feel it's going to replace you or if you're using it. So we definitely want to know. Let us know over in the chat. You can also drop that tidbit in when you come off mic. I want to share my stance on it. Also, once we get over 35 shares, I'm coming back in with
Uh
some
oh.
more
Uh
fire
oh.
shares.
Uh oh.
So go get this on your social media. Put it on every
And
platform.
tag us on the
Um,
story, right, Lindsay? When you guys see this, tag us
tag
on
us
your
on the
story.
story. Tag us on the story. You want to get reposted? You want free billboard action on other people's social media? Tag us in the story so we can reshare it. Don't be crazy. Use the full leveraging of social media. Okay, so that was like, another one. And so here we go, is what I'm going to say. I believe that AI, first off, if you want to fight against it, then you're fighting, like, that's like fighting oxygen. It's here to stay. So why stop fighting, trying to fight yourself out of like a paper bag. Just understand straight up that it is here. Number one. Number two, it is not that AI, there will be nothing robotic that ever replaces me. I don't give a shit how intelligent it gets. It will never, ever be able to replace Lindsaya. It won't replace you either. So the only thing that will ever replace us are people who are using the tools available to optimize their areas of excellence. That's the only way we ever get put on the sidelines, is when we're so resistant to shifting and changing that we want to listen. If you believe in staying where you are, get out your car. I want you to start walking, go get a horse, also start gardening. Like, listen, let's be realists. We are moving forward. So let's make money effectively by using the tools appropriately and allow them to bring your area of excellence and make it your zone of genius. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're coming back into ones and twos. I have been talking
I,
so
I
much,
agree.
so
I
bring
agree
the
with you,
room. Yeah.
Lindsay. Let me come in real quick. I agree with Lindsay, right? Because a lot of when this AI tools first came out, a lot of people were saying, "Hey, man, it might take over my job." No, not if you use it as an assistance. You know how many rooms me and Lindsay did on AI? We talked about Chat GPT. We talked about this on Clubhouse. You have to use it as in complementary to your business. I use it as a virtual assistant. You don't let it take over your mind. You work with it. You collab with it. That's why it's not going to take over your job if you learn how to collab with it and learn how to make it mix in your business. Make it mix with you. Make it do what it do. I telling people, man, you ain't got to worry about this shit. You're in full control. As long as you know you ain't got to feel like it's no threat. No, you just use it in your business. You see what parts you use and you see what parts you don't want to use. It's simple. A lot of people just, oh my God, they were stressing this shit when it first came out. Oh man, I'm going to lose my job. Yeah, it did kind of replace some jobs, but the people that were smart enough to use their mind, to use their resources, to use the tools that were at their fingertips. They used that shit in their business and they created more. Like in my business, right? I created the QR code section. Everybody that gets on the magazine gets a QR code. There was a simple fix that turned up the business all the way. It was simple AI fix. All we had to do was go use the software. Do you want to get it? That's all we had to go do. It was a simple tweak. It's sometimes you don't got to change the whole strip. Sometimes you just got to change one thing, and that's what I did. So I just really want you guys to know that these tools that are here, use them ASAP. So Lindsay, I love that. Share this shit out. We almost on 35 because Lindsay is going to come back in if we got 35. But I want to hear from some more people. KB, what's good? Let's go.
Yo, we being honest, right? I never used AI. Like I never had to. Everything part of my business, from real estate to my music, I do everything myself. Um, Sometimes it gets overwhelming because it's like it's just me doing everything, like from producing my own music to making my own beats to uh, like sat down with nobody and like, oh yeah, you help me set the AI to so I can do it. I feel like,
You
my
in the
business
Matrix,
looking so.
KB. You in the
Matrix
Matrix.
Hall.
My bad. Sorry, I'm driving. My bad. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, but get off your Wi-Fi. That's the thing to do when you guys are driving, because I'm actually going to be making my way home too. So get off your Wi-Fi while driving, and that will help you with better service as long as you've got full bars. So everyone, if you can, yeah, KB, you were still hard to hear. Get off that Wi-Fi. Let's see if we got you one more time. Otherwise, we'll circle back to you. You want to come off mic, see if you are clear?
Turn up.
Nope,
Yeah,
nope.
you
Yeah,
still.
she fighting in the Matrix, JT.
Alright,
You still in the Matrix.
Uh-huh. Okay, we're gonna come back, KB. We know you got fire in there. I'm also gonna drop something real quick because it's something I've come in lovingly with KB on a couple of things she said. So I want to invite us to reframe and think differently. Here's the deal: if you're gonna tell me that you are doing it the harder way and you feel overwhelmed, I want you to hear the hypocrisy in what you're saying. And we often die on the honor, especially, well, I'll say everybody, because we believe that the more we do, the harder we work, the more deserving we are. I want to invite us into ease and flow. That's the wellness element of this whole conversation. Ease and flow in business. It is absolutely possible to be abundant, to have a lot of money, to have a ton of loving friends and community, and for it to come easy, for it to be natural. And this doesn't mean that it's going to have every single day with flowers and butterflies. And when we reframe our wording, it gives us permission to think of things differently. So we heard our sweet KB coming in saying, I do everything by myself and it feels overwhelming. Okay, KB, stick around in this room. Stay tuned because, listen, sweet friend, as I already told you, sleep is important. Balance is important. And optimizing AI in spaces that it can take you away from, take you from doing things that really drain you to making that easy so you can do more of the things that fill you. That's called bringing your light into this world. That is wellness in business. That's soulful brand building while maintaining your wellness. So I know other people are coming in too. I saw JT coming off. I don't want to call on anyone because I'm not one that's like, I'm not gonna pull from you. I would talk this whole room if it had to be that way because I showed up. I put the title in the top of the room, and I knew that I could talk from now till tomorrow about the topic. That's why I titled it the way that I did. JT, I see you coming in. What's your ones and twos? Give me your one and two, JT. Over to you.
What's going on, everybody? What it do, man? I'm definitely loving the space. Powerful, Lindsaya, you doing your thing. Oh my God, you got me to open up my mind a little bit more with this ones and twos. Sheesh. So salute to you, Queen. I appreciate it. Stack with the pack. You know how we rocking. You feel me? I see you, Amanda. Ow, ow, ow. Nikki Pooh. What it do? What it do? KB. Oh, she out. She out. Tracy, I see you.
Nah, I'm back.
Mojo, I see you, Mojo. Relax. Damn, you just at the
I was
bottom.
finna say, bro, damn.
Self love, I see you, Queen. Tasia, I see you shouting out my folks. I see y'all, all the mods. I see y'all, Valerie. You know what I'm saying? Sherry, I see you. Otis, you know what I'm saying? I see y'all. But what I will say, right? Shout out to the media mentors too. That's the reason why we're all here. Come on, right? What we doing? Stacks, what we
Ooh-wee.
doing? Stacks, what we doing? Woo! Yeah. So my number one, is definitely my mental, right? We have to make sure we're okay. We have to make sure that we're putting ourselves first. I think a lot of times we get in these positions, we always want to be available for everybody. We always want to help people, which is cool. It's always good to help people. It's very rewarding, but we have to, in order to help anybody else, we have to make sure that self is okay at all times. If I'm not okay, I'm not in a position to help anybody. I'm sorry, no matter who it is. But if I'm in a position to help, I'm going to help all the time. But we have to make sure that we're doing okay. And I mean mentally, you know what I'm saying? Mentally, because I think that's a lot of things that be having us going crazy. And whatever it is, whether if it's the loss of a child, a loss of a parent, a loss of this, a loss of that, loss of a job, whatever it is that got you going through whatever you're going through, maybe not having that relationship with a parent. I know that bothers people too. We have to make sure that our mental is good, and however that may look on you, whether if it's going to the gym, working out, inspiring people, whatever. You just have to be available for yourself. You have to make sure that you're doing good first. That's number one priority. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what really helps me get through my day. You know what I'm saying? Because I see a lot of people out there who always want to make sure everybody else is okay, but they're not okay. And it's kind of backwards. You know what I'm saying? It's like you seeing everybody else happy, but you're not happy. You're giving everybody else advice on their life, but you're not taking that on advice. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to really put emphasis on loving self, putting self first in all these case scenarios. You know what I'm saying? I tell a lot of parents all the time. I have the conversation with my mom all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to be happy too. I know you love your kids and I know you want to be there for them and whatever the case may be, but we have to be happy within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that looks like, that's only for that person to answer that. But we have to stop neglecting the things that we like to do and the things that make us happy for others. We gotta stop doing that, man. And I think if we put ourselves first in all these situations, it'd be a lot easier to help others. You know what I mean? It'd be a lot easier to be there for others. You know what I'm saying? Because that's very traumatic. That's very difficult to always be there for everybody else. But people don't feel like people are there for you. So that's my number one. Always. Self. And you can take it a selfish way or take it as a selfless way. But we have to put self first because we came into this earth by ourselves. We're going to die by ourselves. So we have to make sure we put self first. That's simple as possible, right? And that number two is kind of like, after that, right? Look out for those who look out for you. This is relatively simple. Once you making sure you okay, you doing everything you supposed to be doing, look out for those who look out for you, right? Because we talk about this support system. All these successful people we look up to, they have a team, right? They have people that guide them. If they don't have the answers to everything, they contact this person, they contact that person. And that's what it should be. Because I don't want to be around people who know the answers for everything. You know what I'm saying? You go to different people, obviously, right? But I don't want to know the answer to everything, right? They say if you're around people, all the people you're around and you're smarter than everybody, you need to find a new team. You know what I'm saying? So definitely be around those that support you and support them. That's very important. We gotta support each other. A lot of people think they can do everything by themselves, and kudos to them. Kudos to them. But I'm telling you right now, I don't want to be building by myself. I want a significant other that I can build with. I want a team around me that I can build with. I know we laugh and joke in the relationship rooms, but we often hear on Clubhouse, we often hear out there in the real world how women say, "Oh, I don't need a man. I can do it." Men are smart enough to know we need women. We are smart enough to know we need y'all. Okay, so shit, I ain't even gonna go there. But y'all get what I'm saying. We need people, right? So support those who support you. And I'm gonna keep it relatively simple, y'all. Y'all have a great evening. I'm loving this space. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yo, and make sure y'all check out the
That's
episode
right.
that JT did for us yesterday. I know he was on the flight yesterday. He did the relationship deal breakers room for us yesterday. It's on the podcast right now, live. iHeartRadio. Appreciate you, JT, but I'm sad you couldn't make it, but we still tore that shit up. Oh my
We
God.
burnt that bitch
What?
down.
We still represented, but JT, guess what? What we doing on Thursday, JT? Real quick, man. Before you mute up, man. Talk about what's going on Thursday, man. You coming back in? You getting back in the ring? Talk to
Oh
me.
yeah. So first and foremost, I want to publicly apologize to all y'all because I'm a man of my word. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do something. And it was it's totally beyond my control with this plane stuff, man. I was thinking, my flight said I was gonna land at 1 p.m. So I'm like, all right, the room started at 2 p.m. I'm cool. Man, one thing led to another. I ain't land to 2 hours after the fact, man. I was just so hurt, y'all, because you know what I mean? A lot of people's looking forward to it. And, I'm a man of my word, and I don't like to when stuff like that happen. But it was totally beyond my control. I had nothing to do with that. But I just wanted to apologize to everybody. You know what I'm saying? We coming in hot Thursday. I got to figure out a topic. Stacks, I'm going to send you something over later on tonight. But yeah, I just want to publicly apologize to y'all because that's not my twist. But yeah, I got you, Stacks. Let's go.
Look, I appreciate you. Look, Lindsaya, this gonna be a fire ass room. I think we need one more share till Lindsaya comes in for that
Hey man,
35
well let me
KB.
well let me well let me get mine back in,
KB,
man.
over to you, and then I'm gonna do a quick reset after you, KB, because I think we can get
All right,
35 while we waiting.
definitely. So I'm gonna have to agree with my brother, man. You have to focus on you first. Like, there's no way possible you could do and handle business without making sure that you're well first, mentally. Because let me tell you something, being an entrepreneur, bro, it is mentally draining, especially when it's like you're doing it on your own or you don't have a team or etc. Like, so it's definitely you definitely have to focus on your wellness. Because like, man, to be stressed out and try to do something is crazy to me. Like, so you know me, like. I know, Lindsay, you always get on me about getting rest. And these last couple of days, you know what I mean? I've been off of work and I've been resting. I've been definitely getting rest, Lindsay, because I hear you and my girlfriend in my ear all the time, like, get some sleep, get some sleep, get some sleep. So I definitely been doing that. And I was tired. Like, I was tired as hell. So, yeah, but my number one is definitely wellness. Like, I'm going to focus on getting more sleep, but I'm so determined to finish this project on the exact date that it's supposed to be on.
Oh,
So,
that project's gonna be epic,
so
KB.
it's
Oh
like,
my God.
listen, man, I'm giving it my all. Like now, like my first album, my first EP, I didn't have nobody to help me push it. I pushed it. Like you could Google me, everything comes up. I did that on my own, man. I did all of my uh how you say it, my attachments, like my social medias, I did all of that on my own. So it's like now that the AI is in effect, like I feel like I'm gonna get in tune with it. But like once my real estate business actually kick off with me and my partner, and we actually sit down and figure out if we're gonna be buying houses to Airbnb them or however we're gonna do it. Like this is my first year in it, so like I'm getting my feet wet. I'm trying to figure this thing out with the man beside me. So we've been doing good so far. Like he's been a great teacher. He's been helping me and I'm understanding more. But like I said, he used me as a mouthpiece and I use him as the person that go in and buy and he used me as the mouthpiece to sell. So it's like we tag team in the world. Like in Florida ain't ready for us for real. So, you know what I mean? We young and they probably like, yeah, man, they don't know it, man, but we got this in the bag. We don't know everything. And I hate a person that think they know everything. I need somebody that's open to learn. I need somebody that open their brain, that don't have the answer to everything, that don't always think they right. Like I can't handle that shit because you're not always right. I need somebody that could take constructive criticism. I need somebody that's going to tell me when I'm wrong. I need somebody that's going, you know what I mean? You got to have an open mind being in the entrepreneur business because we don't know everything. And them people that's entrepreneurs that think they know everything, sad to say their business probably fail. I don't wish bad on anybody, but you have to be open to accept where you're doing wrong at. And I'm open to that. So once I expand more, I got all of y'all is different outlets. All of y'all, everything that I'm doing, I have each and every one of y'all to help me in that aspect, and I'm grateful for that because a lot of people don't have this. You know what I mean? Especially where I come from, it's not a lot of help. You don't get help. It's always who could do it better, and I'm not that type of person. I'm not self-centered. I'm not. I could do it better than you, and man, we all in the same race. Whoever get there first, I'm still cheering you on. I just expect the same thing in return. So, you know what I mean? You got to have people around you that genuinely support you. And stop showing up for people that's not showing up for you. So the people I show up for, that's because they show up for me every time. No questions asked. Always on time. Like, them people, you got to keep in your circle. I'm going when Nick come down here in January. We going to converse about this app that I'm trying to develop. So I'm definitely got my hands in everything. I'm going to keep going. Nothing is too much for me. Like if I'm doing everything at once, it doesn't matter, cause I'm gonna be at the top. It don't matter how long it take me to get there. So, like Lindsaya, I appreciate you for doing this. Wellness warriors, I'm gonna wake up and be there one day. I'm more than to get there, Lindsay. I'm more than to be woken up on time. I'm working on it. I had to get some rest, and you told me to get some rest. So this is what I'm doing. So Monday, I'm gonna be all for it. Like I'm gonna be there on time. You know what I mean? Before their hand raise go down, I'm gonna be there, man. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all for always coming into the media mentor and actually spreading real love and actually being genuine, because a lot of people do stuff to get stuff and we're not doing it to get stuff. We're doing it to bigger our community, to let people know that it's okay, to let people know that we got them, to let people know. I mean, there's some people out there that come in here every day because they know that we got them. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for Stacks for opening this room for us to expand this love, bro, because all it's about is love, genuine love and support, man. And we going up. Y'all know how we giving it up. You heard?
Wee, Lindsay. I think we got over 30, 35. So I'm gonna do one quick reset, right?
And while you're
I'm and,
resetting, let's have everyone
man,
pinging, and then you
ping,
reset. But ping, ping,
ping the
ping.
room now. Look, Lindsay's already on top of it. She's like, ping the room. She's already on it. So ping the room up, share the room up. Y'all know what it is. And then we coming back in with Lindsay. Let's go.
Come with me, leave all of your things, yeah. You can stop at Gucci, stop at Louis V, yeah. Come with me, fly you out the breeze. Full speed, so volley Paris. Speedboats, baby, in Nikki Beach. Waves in my head, smoking. Dripping through the sand in a Jeep. All because of what I did on beats, baby. Life sweet, baby. I stop, baby. You just go get ready, we go out, baby. Long time looking for the bounce, yeah. Ozzy had to bounce, yeah. Come with me, leave all of your things, yeah. You can stop at Gucci, stop at Louis V, yeah. Come with me, fly you out the breeze. Full speed, so volley Paris. Come with me, leave all of your things, yeah. You can stop at Gucci, stop at Louis V, yeah. Come with me, fly you out the breeze. Full speed, je suis ton génie. Rolls Royce, baby, in hidden hills. Bags full of $100 bills. Talking past your wife and she get chill. All because of how I kept it real. Life sweet, baby, on a G, baby.
You know what? Lindsay, this is a fire ass room, yo. Ping the room up, share the
She
room up,
brought the
yo.
world out. You
ASAP.
hear me?
Damn. She brought everybody. Listen, y'all need to thank Lindsay. Put a one in the chat if y'all ready to continue this shit. Media mentors, Stack Pack Media, Wellness Warriors. Yo, we going all the way in. I ain't gonna lie with you. And if you at the bottom, come up to the top. Like, we don't want you to be at the bottom. We want you to stay at the top because, we want to have a conversation with you guys. So, Lindsay, I'm passing it back to you. I think we got over 30. This is over 37. I think you wanted 35. So, we over that. We over the amount, and if you guys are just now joining, we're talking about soulful brand building while maintaining your wellness with Lindsaya. I appreciate you, Lindsaya, and make sure you guys check out the episode with me on Linsaya's podcast. I came over there and dropped some gems, nothing but fire gems. Anytime I slide through, I'm dropping nothing but heat. So check out that episode, and also check out some episodes that Lindsaya came on my podcast too. So I appreciate you. It's just nothing but it been nothing but a good experience. So I'm passing it back to Lindsaya because she's about to come in hot, and I want to hear this from her because I need you guys to pay attention. Stay tuned. Look, Lindsay, you got 40 now. We done got 40. I think we ready. I think we ready for Lindsay. Please, can we get a drum roll? Can somebody do the drum roll? I need a multiple drum rolls for Lindsay before she comes in. Please, somebody get the drum roll. Please, Nick, Mojo, somebody, let's go. She's gonna come through, bro. She's about to come through. This is Lindsay. Lindsay, it's on you. Let's go.
Oh, you guys. Okay, so I promised I gave my word. I see my sister Sarah showing up. I see my sister Shay in the audience. Oh my goodness. Love you, humans. Definitely, you guys. This is part of leadership over in Wellness Warrior Collective. So you definitely want to get in there because the wisdom that is contained within our community far exceeds what is contained between my two ears. Okay, so we do this as we do in Media Mentor. We believe in what we call flock family. Okay, we flock together, we fly high in the sky, and whoever is at the front of the V, there's always aerodynamics when you're moving in flock family. So get over there, become part of our family too. Here is, listen, I'm going to drop a wellness tip now. This is going to be wellness. It really came from, ooh, we got Tenji in the room. Tenji, get your booty up here too. This man is definitely got so much wisdom when it comes to, and Joelle is entering the room. So you guys come on up. We're talking ones and twos. I put them over there in the chat. I'll put them next to, I'm going to make this one quick because I want to hear from all of you. So the ones and the twos today, right now, I'm dropping a wellness, okay? So we heard KB talking about sleep. Here's a few things, because when you're an entrepreneur, we can feel like we're on the grind, like we're getting after it. All of this language that keeps us working in a high state of anxiety. And that doesn't mean you feel anxious. It means our body has cortisol that is being dispersed throughout it, which tends to lead to belly fat and a whole lot of other things. So here are some things that are so important when you're keeping your wellness, maintaining your wellness while building that soulful brand that you've been dreaming about for probably a long time. And that is, number one, you're going to start detaching. Let me speak in proper English. You're going to start detaching from anything with a blue light. That's a TV screen, a cell phone screen, a computer screen. You're going to detach from anything with blue light. The longer the better. So you're going to strive for the goal on, that you're going to set for yourself is eventually 2 hours or more. Okay, begin where you are. If today means you stop looking at the screen 15 minutes before you go into bed, that is a powerful thing. So celebrate the success of making an intentional move and step forward. Okay, so number one is reduce your blue screens. Number two, this is gonna be the last one I drop, so I'm giving a ones and twos right now. The question for the room is, number one, what is making you profitable? What is helping you in business? Number two, what do you have as a hurdle? How can we help you? Okay, so that's the ones and twos for everybody. My second give, because I'm giving them every single time I come on this mic. So the next time I'm dropping more value in this room is when we've got more than 50 shares.
Oh my God, Lindsay is up in the vat. She's up in the stats right now. Listen, throw one in the chat if y'all appreciate Lindsay, and those two is 2 ones she dropped, right? And share the room out. And if get up in the chat, ping the room out, share the room out. Look, we've been having some amazing guests coming here. I asked Lindsay to come in here. I said, Lindsay, I need to talk about branding and MM. I need you to come in here with the media mentor. I need you to come in here and drop this vat. Look at my sis. She came in here and dropped this shit like it's crazy, right? We got a lot of people coming on stage, right? Look, I want to check on 10G too, Lindsay. You know that's legendary, right? He used to work for TMZ, and he already know. Look, I met 10G in person, right? You seen me blaze the stage. I done seen 10G in person. It's good to meet people off this shit, right? You know, if you met me in real life, it's like the energy is different when you meet people in real life. You got to take these relationships to another level. But I definitely want to check on 10G because he knows what it is about branding, building, right? Yo, 10G, are you here, my brother? Can you please chime into this, man? We in here talking about a little bit of media.
As he
Come on,
comes off,
man.
I want to edify him, Stack,
Yeah.
because you got, not only did I meet him right alongside of you, I'm also going to say that I have been a student of 10G's. I paid the money to get into a series, a coaching series, because I believe in learning from those that have gone before you, because everybody has somebody to teach something to, and you're going to gain something from being in his circle too. So I wanted to edify 10G because he shows up, he
Facts.
really digs in. So 10G, if you are in the space, we definitely want to hear your ones and twos, as we're calling it today. Number one, what's making you money, friend? What is helping move your business forward? And number two, what is something that's a hurdle for you? Let others know that, like, you also invest in yourself. You continue to stay curious. You're constantly learning. I know that about you because I've got to learn directly from you. So 10G, sweet friend, over to you.
Thank you, Lindsaya, and of course, stacking the whole room. And I'm glad, we're getting rooms back like this because this is the original days of like Clubhouse where people were just sharing good information, and it wasn't about like trying to up one. Or it was just we look at collaborating and learning from each one, individually, and just taking a piece of that knowledge that can really broaden our brand and the different things that we're doing as well. So in this space, and what I like about what you both were saying when it comes to like figuring out what's working right now. And I always look at it from the perspective of like being ahead of the curve in the sense of like how can I stand out in a way, because having a brand and being somewhere that you're doing something in a certain industry, you have to nowadays not just be good or just be average. You want to be remarkable, and you want to be remarkable in a way where people will leave remarks about you afterwards. So when like they want to know a specific thing that someone does in an industry, your name just is top of mind. You pop up right away. And it's because they don't say that you just talk about it. They actually see you living it. And when you're someone who like actually walks that walk, and every day you're passionate about the things that you believe in, whether it's creating content, whether it's wellness, whether it's mindset, all the different genres when it comes to putting a whole business together. And we're at a stage now you can showcase that. And for me, anything I talk about, I try to live it. I try to show people what's working for me or what I'm seeing. And I'm specific about saying, I haven't tried this, but I've seen someone else do this in a way, and it's looking like they're really growing. So, this is what I'm doing right now, and this is helping me grow. And the challenges that I'm probably having with it, I explain it too. And then I think it allows people to really get a better understanding. It's not like they expect something just to work right away. And in the industry that we're in now, when it comes to, online and everybody who has a business, this is, I will say this creator economy right now is at an all-time high, and it's only growing. We're at a $27 billion industry, and in 2 years, they expect it to be 70 billion. So you have to think about it. If you're creating something, being a creator is the top of the funnel now. And the reason why I say that, and I'm bullish on it, because I realize like the big people, big corporates, millionaires, individuals, small business, they're not going to be pushing ads as much as they're going to be pushing content right now. And be able to push content, it's if you have something and you're online and you talk about something so much and people are passionate about it, they can see that you're passionate about it, and they're seeing the results you're getting or what really works, and your stuff. It's more easily for them to want to work with you and to take heed to something that you're doing, and to seeing that like they want to become part of your community. So now in the next 2 years, you're going to just start seeing big companies pouring money into content creators and just brands. And the thing about being a content creator and looking at content is a big top of the funnel, something that you're distributing out to other people is knowledge. And this is something that you've worked hard for, that you understand, and you continually grow and learn at the same time. And that's why being a part like of rooms, coming in here with Stack and Lindsaya and seeing the things that they're offering and saying, I need to try this. This is what's getting better results. This is why my funnel didn't go a specific way. And I think when you humble yourself enough to want to, and just like Lindsaya said, Lindsaya paid to be in a part of a program that I was in. And it's only a lot of times people do that is because they feel like when you put investment into yourself, you're going to apply more to it and you're going to grab something, because sometimes all it takes is you to learn one thing from something someone teaches you, and that takes you to a different level. And in some instances, it can change the trajectory of your life. And other people, just because you pay for other people's mistakes sometimes, and they can tell it to you in a different way, whether it might have taken you probably 2 months, 8 months of doing something wrong, where you could have been making X amount of dollars. So you invested something in that knowledge, and then we pass it on among each other. So that's why me being a part of like other people, I pay to invest in my learnings just as well. And everybody that you'll meet at any level, they're always constantly paying and being in masterminds. And some people might say, oh, well, I paid for a course, I paid for something and it didn't work, I didn't get anything out of it. You can't stop once just because you didn't get anything out of it one time. It's just like being in a relationship. You don't stop after one relationship. You figure out till you find your mate, until you find your soulmate in a certain sense that offers you the right thing. And sometimes you can even learn from being in a bad relationship. So the content or whatever you're trying to learn and put it there, it's gonna, take you and make you much more better. And I think, the space that we're having now, and I'm one of the people, like, I hope Clubhouse continues to grow back to where it used to be, because I've, been able to meet a lot of good people, friendship, business people, and people I still want to do business with. And we all get a chance to learn each other and what someone's a specialist at, and how do they figure out things, and who can I send someone else to. And these relationships are so valuable, especially, and I'm gonna end with this, especially why building a community is so important, because we're going to that next level where not just the things that you do on this one platform, all the people that you're building a community around right now, the followers and people who really like you, they're going to be going to other platforms with you, because most of all these platforms now are allowing you to take your followers onto different platforms. So the next big platform that comes, you'll be able to bring all your people off of threads, all without having to start a new profile again. And that's why it's important to be vocal, talk what you know, and when you're learning, use the things that you've learned, and don't expect big results right away, but they will come. Give yourself that time and that landing ramp, and you're going to start seeing the success coming. But before I go, I will say, remember, content and being a creator is at the top of the funnel right now. And if you're not doing it, you're gonna wish you would have done it 2 years from now, when you start seeing these big checks being cashed and these big brands, and how people are building their brand. And to answer that question about what are you doing wrong, for me, what I've wanted to do wrong and wanted to learn is being able to be a better teacher and transfer the information that I know, because I think all of us have something where we've been learning, and to be able to transfer it to other people so they can get that same knowledge. It's almost like, just closing my brain out of all the things I learned, and just kind of figure out how to pour it back out to other people and see what they take from it. So that's been my challenge, and that's why I work in groups and try to learn to be better. And I tell people as I'm teaching, this is why I have like small investments, so people can learn from it, because I know within 2 years, I don't want to say my prices will be way high or anything like that, but I'll be a lot better, and I understand it, and I say it right away, because I want to get better, and I want people to help me, understand the things that I'm not teaching, and how to, get people at that level where they're making 10K and 20K, and more importantly, building their brand. So I just wanted to say that, and appreciate the room.
With that being said,
Woo-wee! Legendary, right, Lindsay?
y'all still don't think y'all need a podcast in 2024?
Come on, man.
Colin, what'd you say? We don't need a podcast on what? Say that again. There were too many horns going with you on your birthday on the app. What were you saying?
I was saying, with that being said, y'all still think y'all don't need a podcast in 2024?
Nah, we definitely need a bigger podcast, man. Shout out to Colin, man. He got his balloon. I'm guessing today is anniversary, man. Throw some hearts up for Colin for it being his anniversary today, man.
Three
Let's
Keep
go,
showing
years.
up,
Holland.
bro.
Yeah.
Keep
3
showing up, bro.
years.
3 years. Keep showing up, bro. Keep doing your big one, man. It's always good to have you. Zaya, my bad. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, man, back over to you.
Listen, we don't have to apologize. We're moving this in community, and what Tenji just shared, and then Colin too. And so I'm going to throw up. So make sure that you get your cop your clothes right now. Get the products. Get that link. And you guys, I said I'm coming back in after 50, so I'm going to quickly share
You
because
coming back and let's say they gonna go crazy. What they
I'm
gonna
coming
do?
back in after 50, but you want to also you want to check out what Stack dropped on the podcast. And because Colin just said
Ooh.
you think you don't need a podcast, here is the thing. And I know Miss Self Love is the queen, so she will definitely be able to come in
Mm-hmm.
and bring some fire in terms of how to make that podcast really build your community. So I want to make sure we get to hear from her. We got my sister Angelica too. There's so much wisdom wrapped in this woman. I got to we co-led a program, and the whole time I was like, waving the white flag, truly honoring the wisdom that lives within. So, you guys, podcasts are a great way to have a one way conversation that can drive a call to action. So, you definitely want to be sure you're getting in on that. You want to listen to this episode at the top because Stack is giving free gems. So, you don't even have to do anything. And I do a TED Talk style. So, we are like 18. We got a little frisky on our podcast. So, I think it's all of like 25 minutes. That's still going to be between you and somewhere you're arriving. So put it in the queue. You want to make sure
One
you
more
tap in
share.
on that. Yeah.
We
What'd you say,
look,
KB?
One more
Lindsaya. They said
share.
one more share. I think they need one more share for you, Lindsaya. They want to hear you
They
going.
do, but I
I
want to
think
make
they
sure.
need
Listen,
you.
we're gonna take that share while I'm off mic. Oh
Uh
shit, it happened.
oh.
I said over
Oh.
50. So I'm getting off
You're
the mic before it
done.
goes
You're
over
You're
done,
50. I
done.
want to
It's
Lindsaya.
hear
50.
50.
somebody
You're
else.
done.
I want to hear someone else. So I know we've got Nick. I want to hear from Angelica. I want to hear from Miss Self Love. We've got Joelle. So I'm gonna definitely toss it to one of the ladies first. One of you two, please come off, Queens, if you're in a space. I see
I
Angelica to go
will
to
do that
you.
very quickly because
Yes, take it, boo.
I listen. I'm gonna do that very quickly because I haven't been to my t-shirt shop in like two weeks, so I'm in here doing some inventory, and I said, you know what? Let me take a break real quick. Um, but I just want to say I absolutely honor my sister Lindsaya. Like she's saying, there's so much wisdom wrapped up in me. But we co-taught a class. Like we do some of the same things, so we was able to collaborate in a space and teach each other things. We were able to bounce off each other thing, and that's why collaboration is so key in these rooms. And I'm like 10G, I love these rooms because now you see the people of what original Clubhouse was. It's no gatekeeping. I literally told somebody the other day.
Say that again, sis, and put a one in the chat if y'all agree with Angelica, because you know she's Clubhouse OG for real. Put a one in the chat.
You remember Sack? I used to be the Clubhouse
Yeah.
flight attendant.
Oh,
I never
oh shit! I forgot about
I
that
branded
shit.
myself as a
Ah
Clubhouse flight
shit.
attendant. Which was pretty cool. But nonetheless, me and Lindsay do some of the same things, but we were never intimidated by working with each other. You know how some people do some things in the same field and they may be intimidated by that individual. And can I tell you something? Collaboration is so powerful. It's better to have two heads than one. It's better to have four sets of eyes than just two. And so having that type of collaboration on something like Lindsay's in the beauty industry, I'm in the fashion industry, we kind of exist in things, but she also does wellness. Wellness, like I'm learning from her in the wellness space, but I'm more so in the design and fashion space. And so we still collaborated together on something that we love, which is a tool that a lot of entrepreneurs are using now, which is Canva. And it was so beautiful just to see us do that 4-hour workshop together. And so kudos to her. Y'all think I got some wisdom, she got some wisdom too. Don't let her fool y'all, okay? But y'all see that because she dropping some
And,
gems in here.
and when y'all both come together, it's like a huge bomb. When
It's
y'all
like
both,
a
it's
huge
crazy.
thing. So Tenji said something about content creation. Content creation, if you don't grab the horn for of it, it's like so many different industries that has multi-billion-dollar industries where you can grab a piece of the pie. You know, I never wanted to go into the tax industry, but I realized that I was doing taxes for individual peoples in my firm, people in my firm. So I was like, you know what? I might as well open a tax office and I might as well teach people what I know when it comes to taxes. And so when I talk about branding me, I know the core of my branding. I know who I talk to. I know who I'm designated to help. And the main thing about branding is know who your target audience is. Don't choose your favorite. Don't choose your colors on your brand based on it being your favorite color. Choose the colors because they speak to the target audience that you say that you have. Also, fonts and things like that. All these things go into branding. All these things go into your brand kit. And I think a lot of times we want to get to the money, but we don't have the foundation laid in order to put the walls up to get to the money. Okay. We got to know how to lay that foundation of who am I talking to? Everybody ain't your audience. Everybody not gonna buy from you. All right. Let's be cool with that and let's be okay with that. And so once you lay that foundation, then you'll know how to go in and attack every industry that you want to go in. You'll know how to go in and make multiple six-figure businesses in different industries across the board. And it still sinks in with who you are as a person at core. People may look at me and say, you do too much. I don't think I'm doing enough though, because I've been graced to get to where I am at. And it's all about a mindset as well, which we not talk about today. We talk about branding. And so when 10G talked about content creation, it's people paying for content creation. It's people that are paying in restaurants for user generated content, meaning you as the user are generating the content to make them look good. It's not always coming from them. It's coming from you as a user. You came and tried their food. You came and shopped with their clothes. Why you think it's so many fashion influencers and things like that who are getting dressed and they're getting these contracts with corporations? It's even corporate buildings like big corporations like Walmart and things like that that are paying people to just come in and shop in their store and create the content. But first of all, you got to have a brand that makes people, those corporations, to be attracted to you. So you got to know, first of all, who you are. Number two, who are you talking to? Who are you speaking to? And then number three, how is your brand speaking to them? It ain't even about you. How is your brand speaking to them? You want to make it about me, 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 me. No, when you are in the business of servicing people, in the business of selling, it's all about your clientele. But guess what? Over time, over 18 years, my clientele has changed. In the first part of my business, I was solely towards musicians, producers, record labels. That was my target audience. So I knew at all times, and I can even specifically go down to who I was talking to.
That's where we met at, sis. The
That's
music
how we
industry.
met.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the music industry, because I had a love for music and I had a passion for it, and I just knew how to talk and give them other alternatives. But then when the recession hit, I had to pivot. And then my audience became entrepreneurs, brands, and influencers. And then over time, even though I have these businesses, I made it to a place where I wanted to make pillow money. I've been putting systems in place. Email marketing is my bae. Anybody that knows me know I love email marketing. Like, I'm just showing up on social media in the way I need to show up because I love my email marketing to make me some money. Okay. Once I get that sequences and things down. So how you come across multiple streams of income is laying the foundation. Every business I have built is because I have a foundation that I can rinse and repeat, regardless of what business I open. I have a boutique. I have a t-shirt company that does drop shipping t-shirts. We kind of like Printful. We do on-demand printing. I have that. I have a fashion line that's my own that I design. I help other people create their line. I do coaching. I teach. It's a lot of things I do. And guess what? Because I know the foundation. I know the formula, and it's the formula that I laid that works for me, and I can rinse and repeat it and do it again and again and again for other people. Never be afraid or feel inferior to anything that is your dream, because guess what? It's supposed to look big. It's supposed to scare you, but that doesn't mean you're not supposed to do it. That means that you are absolutely supposed to execute it. But you need things like knowing what your branding is, knowing how marketing works. Branding and marketing is not the same. They just go hand in hand. Branding is actually how you look, and marketing is the vehicle that takes that look out to the world and shows the world who you are. And so for a long time, people were mixing them two together, but that's the distinction between the two. But they do work hand in hand. It's like Barbie. Malibu Barbie being in her Malibu car. She looks so pretty, but in her drop top Malibu car, she drives around town and takes her brand wherever she wants to go. That is how your brand works. It's how you look. It's the colors. It's the fonts. It's the aesthetics. It's the things that you do together. When you see me on my page, you're going to see me in pink. You're going to see me in yellow. You're going to see me in blue, because guess what? That's my brand colors. Every time, you're mostly going to see me in those colors because that's me. That's who I am. I know that I bring joy and energy in any space that I go in. So that's why yellow is one of my colors, because I'm speaking to your mind. It's all about the psychology of getting in somebody's mind and making them buy what you have. And if you know how to craft that and create the formula, you can work in any industry that you want to. and brand the way you want to if you show up as your authentic self each and every time. Now that might have been a lot. I try to squeeze a quart in a pint because I know some other people that want to talk. But main thing you got to know is who you are. What's your identity? Who are you speaking to, and what problem do you solve in their lives? And then therefore you can go through and craft, the age and how they look, and you can create your brand persona. Then you can pick your colors, then you can pick your fonts, and then you can say, okay, I'm gonna go in Canva and create my brand kit. Now I'm gonna create this content. Now when I create the content, I curate myself as a brand. Now I got other people asking me to create content for them because myself as a brand, as an influencer, has become attractive. And that's how you get to the money, folks. Okay, that's a little bit. It ain't no gatekeeping over here, no stingy energy. We're gonna give you the gems that need to be dropped, and hopefully you pick them up and apply them to your life.
Hey, I want to
And
touch
just
on.
Ooh
I,
wee.
yeah, I want
Ooh
to touch on
wee.
something for just a quick second
Who's
about
coming in? Who's coming in? It's T.O. Go ahead, T.O. Go ahead, brother.
about collaboration. I think a lot of people always want to work by themselves and they want 100% of that money. But if you do anything by yourself, you're not gonna you ain't gonna reach your full potential, artistic wise, whatever it is. Like for an example, I direct and produce. And this video I'm putting in the chat, it said 3.6 million, only because um the camera guy we shot. Usually his videos is like a thought by itself. It just really just run a gun. Me, I come with concepts, so we come together on that. Knowing your strengths and knowing where you're strong at and where you're weak at, that's what makes you a stronger leader or a person to know how to collab with others. And don't be never be my personal opinion. Never be afraid to say I'm not good at that. You can try and learn it all day, but you can get with someone else, and then y'all can double y'all income. Like a year from now, when y'all both come together and y'all just build and just keep pushing. But I just want to land it right there, though.
Hey, it's me, Miss Self Love. Oh my
Let's
goodness.
go, Miss Self Love. Hold on, hold on. We need to get some shares up because
No
when Angelica
problem.
was
Uh
talking, there
oh.
was some shares
Uh
going
oh.
out. I promised to come in after 50. And what you're getting is even more. You're getting me plus. You're getting me plus because really I'm coming in later because we're about to have more wisdom. Angelica, you guys go give her some freaking love. She just gave a branding masterclass mini class sharing about the importance of understanding branding and marketing. There is no chance that the hair color company moved 1 minute in any direction. I would not, and I love that she also referenced. And so if you felt her, go put some fire over in the chat for our sister Angelica. She lit it up, literally lit it up. And if you have had people speak over you that you do a lot, I want you to take inventory if there is an opportunity right there for a reframing. Because people have spoken this, and I'm a manifesting generator. You can also do astrology, the Enneagram. I've had brain hardwiring done on myself. I've taken part in real intensive, like insightful programs. You likely have too. And so the reality is that all of these things are definitely a way of identifying who we are. It's clearly about becoming, connected to oneself. And you guys, we have an opportunity to take that a whole other level when we say out loud, when we, really give ourselves permission to do the things that we're impassioned in, to know that if someone else speaks over you, you're doing too much. My response for that, so this is my 55 person share, okay? So this is my one right here. This is my wisdom as I toss it to Miss Self Love is when someone says you're doing too much, a really beautiful way of reminding yourself that that is their perception instead of your truth. Like, people can call us anything. We are what we answer to. So you don't get to speak my truth over me. So if you feel like I do a lot, I like to turn around and say to them, I'm impassioned about a lot of things. It seems like, like, would you like some clarity or do you have a question around that? Like, I turn it back on. Clearly, they're curious. They think I do a lot of things. I want to know if they like have any questions about it. It's a great way to start talking about what you do in the world, talking about your business, giving yourself permission to take up the whole space of who you are. Angelica shared all the ways in which she is creating income, income generating, brand building, creating notoriety with your audience, having really good relationships, like all of these things. And we can continue learning together. Maybe this came up with your two.
maybe something Angelica said you've had as a question to move your business forward. That's what we're here to do. I said the ones and twos, they're over in the chat. Scroll up, I'll put them there again. We're going to Miss Self Love, who has been doing the damn thing. You guys, get the note section out, get ready, because the note section means that you're going to take note when someone says something where you're learning. You start applying these tidbits, it's more than a masterclass, because you had Tenji come in, we had Otis throwing down. We haven't even heard from Nick. We heard from KB. You know, we've got others on the stage, Rihanna and Colin and Jen and Joelle. So many people. JT came in. So we really truly want to hear, like, how are you making money? Because it's really great to sit and talk about making money. We want to know what's making you money. And Angelica just said, up level your branding and marketing. It's essential. That's the soulful brand building part of this conversation. And we're diving in. So with that, Miss Self Love, red carpet. Who has those audio things, the sounds? That's not going to ever be me. That won't. I'm game for someone to give a drum roll or one of those. Yep, one of those. Miss Self Love, to you, sweet friend.
Oh, thank you, Lindsaya. I'm loving the room. I just wanna shout out Lindsaya for being a self love light, right? Opening the self love rooms, being a self love light, period, because that's the root of the problem and that's the root of the solution. Is self love. That's where your business is going to come from. Like we were saying in here, having a passion for your business. Miss Manifest, my business bestie, and we've been working with entrepreneurs to help them start and grow their podcasts and help them with businesses. And the one thing I've noticed is that the passion and the self love is where a lot of the problems be, where a lot of the solutions are going to be solved, to being able to show up, not compare yourself to other people. If anyone in here is struggling with, putting themselves out there, it's usually because of comparison. I don't know if I feel passionate about what I'm talking about. I don't have the confidence. Literally, you can't chase the money. You have to have the passion for it. A Breakup is a Wake Up podcast going on 200,000 downloads. Literally, that came from passion. That came from pain, turning pain into passion and passion into profit. Who wants to turn their pain into their passion and their passion into profit? Drop a 7 in the chat if you're ready to turn your pain into passion and your passion into profit. Very important. Like 10G was saying, content creation is a big thing. Like Angelica was saying, who are you talking to? That's the first thing I say on my podcast trainings. Who are you talking to? I was talking to myself. I was talking to the younger version of me. That's who I was talking to. So, Lindsaya, thank you for opening literally these, just being a self love light. Thank you for that. And I'm moving into digital products. I have my podcasting ebook that dropped, that people can learn all of the gems about podcasting and how to monetize and make money. So that dropped. And I'm moving towards the digital products to have some passive income. So that's where I'm shifting now. So if anyone has some gems on that, I'm willing to take those gems. But that is the shift that I'm going into, so we can, have a laid back life and I can teach other people how to do it. So I'm excited. So thank you, Lindsaya, Stack with the Pack, the president of Clubhouse. I love Stack with the Pack. Thank you for open media mentors. Literally, I'm loyal.
Lindsay.
So
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Listen, I gotta tell you guys something about Miss Self Love, right? She ramped me up to do my podcast. Now I got over 200 episodes on the podcast right now. Right? Her rooms are always amplifying. Do your podcast. Get out there. She's always like the beacon of light for that, Lindsay. Always when you go in there, you remind yourself like, yo, let me ramp this shit up. And me being in the music industry, I already know what it is with the audio. Know how to mess with this stuff. Got a bunch of tracks. I done made thousands of tracks, right? KB sitting on some heat right now. Y'all don't even know. Like KB got some unreleased shit sitting in the deck, right? And I want y'all to really know, like, when y'all do this music, it's like really, 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 really important, right? Because when you go to different avenues and different things, it'll just remind you of the same thing you always been doing. So when I was listening to Miss Self Love, I was like, you know what? Let me ramp this podcast up now. This shit's successful, right? Now I get paid to speak. So I appreciate you, Miss Self Love, for amplifying that shit. And that's fire. What we
Steph,
doing, Otis? How you feeling, bro?
I got a question, and this could be for Miss Self Love, Lindsay, or any of the women that are on stage that that have a social media presence. At what point is it best to segment certain aspects of your personality to your business page and your personal page? Because I think there are women that lose a lot of business and that aren't taken seriously because they merge the two. And, for an example, all right, buddy, hold on. For an example, I was looking to support, certain demographics at different times. And this one particular time, I was looking for a quote from this one person, and this happened. This was actually when I say I was looking for a quote, I was just going to write the check. I wasn't, and it was an insurance because I own property in different parts of the country. I said I want to support this person or this demographic. I went from one, two, three. I went to the fifth one before I even got a response. Now, mind you, you don't have to sell me anything. I've already made the decision to write the check. I'm not bidding it out. I'm just going to write the check. And on this, it was a young lady who was in the insurance business. So I reached out and I said, okay, well, I'm waiting to get this quote. And how long it takes you to give me a quote is a clear indication of how you conduct business, right? This is somebody just willing to write a check. So I go to her social media, and anytime I do business with somebody, I go to their social media. Um, and I'm sure people go to mine, right? As they should. I go to social media, and all she's doing is working out. But some of the quotes in some of her content have to do with insurance. But she's on the squat rack in the
Yeah, she's
background.
looking like she's a fitness pro. Yeah, yeah, I feel you on.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna take you seriously in business. I'm gonna watch you on this squat rack for about 15 or 16 more reels,
Yo.
but I'm not writing this check. Like you are not gonna be in my
Yo,
Rolodex.
Yo, Otis,
So
Otis, so you're gonna watch him on the squat rock, but you're not
he
gonna
said,
cut the
yeah, he
check.
said a figure foul.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, after about the 20th time, I'm turning it off. Right, you ain't getting this check. But I think that's a lot of I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make because it's and we talked about going viral and getting all these views and things like that. If I'm looking at views and going viral and all those things, I'm looking at conversion. And I see, okay, no need to yell right here. I'm looking at conversions. So if what you're trying to garner is attention, it may not be the attention that you think you're getting. And I think a way to resolve that is to separate who you are in business from who you are in the gym on the squat rack. So, what suggestions would any of
I
you ladies have?
That's
I
a good
dealt
one,
with this.
Otis. That's a
Because
good
let
one.
me tell you, people will say everything is content, everything is content. Don't forget to film it. However, how you use that content to speak to your brand is very telling because she may work out. That might be part of her lifestyle, but you need to have a mix of all that to make sure I know when I look at your page, it's insurance. Now, personally, just me personally, who I show up as a brand, you best believe that's who I am in business. So I really don't have a personal page because just like a job, because I see people deleting their personal pages when a job come looking for it, because jobs will come look for your social media. They'll come look for you, just how another brand will come look for another brand and be like, let me go look at your page and see. So my advice to a lot of people, if you are an influencer, you are the brand. If you are a small business, you are the brand. So they're making sure they're looking at your personality through what you post. It's not about, oh yeah, I'm the best insurance seller and I got the most likes and da 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 da. No, I'm trying to see how you treat people. I'm trying to see what's your turnaround time. I'm trying to see if you're really gonna write this contract in 3 to 5 business days or not, or you're gonna be on the squat rack. I'm trying to figure it out. And and if your page leaves the person confused, then they're not going to spend the money, with them. Let me tell you one thing about it. When Clubhouse was in its heyday, when Clubhouse started going to hell as well, I would literally go look at people's social media that was attached to their Clubhouse. And if it was not telling of what they were speaking, I'm not doing business with you. Period. Biggest way to get scammed, right? This is why
Hold
brands
up, Lindsay. Hold on, Angelica. Bring it back, please. And if you guys agree with Angelica, put a one in the chat. I need y'all to understand because people do these mixed signals on Instagram.
mix
That's why I was
signals.
it's mixed signals. So
One
put
of
up
the
in
biggest
there. Go ahead,
is
Angelica.
consistency. When you're talking about branding, be consistent across the board. First of all, I have 3 children. You will rarely see me post my kids because my kids ain't for social media. All right, even though they're a part of my lifestyle, every now and then I will. I show y'all us on vacation, but that's not what they're here for. That's not what my page is for. So you have to make the decision to be consistent across the board. If I'm talking or what I'm talking about on here on Clubhouse, you better be able to go to my social media page and you can get the same vibes, right? If they don't, it's just like when somebody say your billing and shipping address got to match before we send you a product. Your Clubhouse and your Instagram and Facebook should match before I do business with
Hmm.
you. Okay, it got to be consistent because that will cause you to not convert. And you're right, Otis. Some women and I love y'all, women. I love y'all because I work with women. That's my target audience is women. I love y'all. But some things, so if you want attention and you want to be an IG model, that's absolutely okay. Do that. But don't say I do that and I do this and it's confusing to your buyer because it's not for you. It's for them. Because you can be talking a good game and you can be spending knowledge on this app, but I go to your social media and I don't see none of that. I'm gonna be a little bit skeptical, right? Because a lot of people
Well,
got the gift of gab and they can talk good. They can
well,
talk good.
I also got 2 gift cards to the Cheesecake Factory for anybody on them squat racks. So
Wow, Otis.
Wow,
you know,
Otis. You
it's
know
Wow.
what?
$25 a person.
I
Yo,
work out, but I would
Otis,
Yes.
you
never
know they
post
don't
a
eat them
workout
anymore.
video.
Never
Okay.
mind.
Oh, this is crazy. But for all my people across the board, be consistent. One of the things in branding is consistency. Consistency is key. If I talk about branding on here, if I talk about fashion on here, that's why I used to tell entrepreneurs like, "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I can show up in my pajamas." No, baby, because if you at the airport and you tell me you a stylist and you look like you just crawled out of bed, I'm be like, I ain't finna fuck with you. Okay, you got your bonnet on, looking real sleep ready in the airport, and you telling me you a stylist? No, I can't go with it. That's why I say dress how you want to be addressed. Same thing
Hold
in
up, sis.
branding.
You know you got
Make
to
sure
bring
your
that one back too. Bring that one back. I think they need to hear
dress
that.
like
You
you
know what I'm
want to be
saying?
addressed.
Mm-hmm.
Dress like you want to be addressed. Like, listen,
Mm-hmm.
I put in my stories, and it was all kicks and giggles. I said this was before I got holy hips. I got hips, and I know that, but I don't want my attention to be on my hips. Okay, I just wanted to be on the business that I do because I've never wanted that type of attention. So when you talk about branding, you got to really figure out what am I trying to draw attention to? Who is totally me? And it goes back to the soul. I think that's why my sis said soulful branding, because you need to know who you are in your soul. Therefore, it will portray as you're showing up as your authentic self on your social medias and in Clubhouse, and you're consistent across the board. I shouldn't be one way on Clubhouse, another way on Instagram, and another way on Facebook. You really talking about confusing the enemy. You just confused the heck out of me, and I'm trying to do business with you. So
Come
be
on now.
consistent.
Hey, hey,
Uh,
let me get in the queue here when
go
you're
ahead. Go
done.
ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Let me hear from James. Let me hear what's going on.
So
What we doing?
first of all, I love this room. Stack, I'm finally in Media Mentors, bro. This is
Fine.
fire.
And
Lindsay,
James, I just
fire.
want to
I am
shout you
still
out
coming
real
home,
quick, bro,
bro.
because you had a fire room last night that I seen you and Otis chilling in, bro. It was the business advice room, man. I love that, man. How you feel about the gems I was dropping, man? Did I come in there with some heat, man? I'm trying to come in with heat,
Man, you
bro.
can, as always. I mean, I'm still coming down off Angelica's share earlier, but listen, my number one is going to be really similar to what we're talking about right now. And so, as you know, I have 7 rules to make a successful business, and my number one will be my number one rule, which is start with your values. And here's the context that I want people to think about this. So the danger that I think people have when we call ourselves entrepreneurs is there's a mindset to that. And we have this mindset that we're doing everything alone, that we're solopreneurs, that like there's a mindset that comes with that. What I want you to understand is the most successful companies on the planet, which I am lucky and just happen to be blessed that those are the places where I learned my business skills because I work for those companies. They don't think like that and they don't act like that. And that's why they make so much money. Let me give you an example, okay? What does anybody, I'll put in the chat if anybody can tell me what the most valuable company on the planet is. Put it in the chat. What's the most valuable company on the planet?
I'm gonna say Microsoft.
Nope.
You sure?
Nah,
Amazon's close.
app,
Uh,
Amazon's close. They're like number 3 or 4.
app.
I think somebody just said it. What was
The
it?
forbidden fruit. Definitely Apple.
It's Apple. It's Apple.
God
Apple is
damn it.
worth $3 trillion. $3 trillion with the T. $3 trillion. Okay. Now, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why they're worth $3 trillion. Way back, I'm not going to date myself. In 1997, Steve Jobs,
Damn.
who's one of the founders, okay, he gave a speech because the company was going in the toilet. And let me tell you how he said he was going to save the company. Okay. Now, if I ask everybody in this room, what do you know Apple for? They're going to say things like, the iPhone. Okay, if you're old enough and you remember what made Apple really successful and a whole lot of money, people will say things like the iPod or the Mac, right? Computers. But that isn't what made the company successful. You know what made the company successful? He said it. He gave a speech. You can Google it. Okay, Google Steve Jobs. Okay, Google Steve Jobs think differently, and you'll see this speech. Okay, 7 minutes long, and he said, "Look, here's how we're going to save the company with our values." So my rule number one: start with your values. Okay, start with your values. Build your business around your values. If you do that, here is what you will get. The same thing Apple got. Here's why that is so powerful. There is one thing that is the most important thing to attract to your business, and it's people. Okay. Why is that? People are your customers. People are your employees. People are your vendors. The number one thing you want to attract to your business, it doesn't matter what kind of business you have, is people. You want to attract people. Okay. And so the way you do that is through your values. Okay. So marketing is one of the ways. We got a bunch of marketing gurus in this room, right? But what do you want to market? You want to market your values, and you got to be true to your values, right? They're not values aren't what you want to be. It's who you actually are, right? So he got on this stage and he said, "Who are we? Who are?" And this is exactly what he said. He said, "Who are we in the universe? Like, what's our place in the universe?" At our core, we believe that we can make the world a better place. That's what we are. And so now we're going to build our company based on that. And what did he do? $3 trillion. $3 trillion. That's what he did. So if we want to be successful, let's build our businesses around our value, and that is what's going to make your company successful. Let me give you just a 1B real quick, okay? Because in the process of doing this and building your values, look, we got to be good at the business that we're in. Okay, I'm talking to too many people as I'm helping people with their businesses that are trying to make a business because they want to, and that's fantastic. I'm not saying not to do the things that you want to do. We all want to do stuff. That's fantastic, but you actually got to be good at it, right? When Steve Jobs got up there and said, "Hey, this is who we are," they were good at it, right? That was part of who they were in the universe, but it was part of that because they were good at it. That's what they were great at. They were better than anybody in the world. That's what he said, and that was true, right? So when you create your values and you build that image and you build that brand, be true to it, but be damn good at it. Be better than anybody in the world, right? Seek to be better than anyone at the planet at whatever you're doing in your business. If you do that, you will make more money, and that's my number one. Number two, my number two is this. I'm lazy, y'all. Okay. I didn't already had a great career. Okay. I didn't already had a great career and made good money. Now I live in Colombia, South America. The hardest decision I make every day is what cafe do I want to go and kick my feet up and work on my computer at. But I have some things that now at this stage of my life that I want to do again. I got employees over here. I got business I'm helping to stand up over here. It ain't profitable over here, which means I got to start growing my business in the United States again, which means I got to work harder than I want to. And I don't really want to do that. So
Oh, you
that,
gonna be
that
okay? Are you okay? Can we get some sympathy here for him?
that is my number two. All right. So there you go. I hope that helps somebody.
Hey, let me tie
Come on,
something back
Otis, come through, man. What we doing,
and
man?
uh
You got your students too.
and 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 by the way, I can give my, I've known James and I have been friends since I was 11 years old.
He
He's
sound
older than
just
me.
like you, Otis.
Uh,
Then I always tell you that. I say, Otis, he sound just like you, bro. I wouldn't even
well, I've
know
been
the
a big
difference.
influence on his life. I think now he looks at me more as a father figure than anything else. That's probably what you're hearing in his voice. Uh, but he did say, he mentioned values, and he actually, if you guys get a chance, he actually has a presentation on James. I don't know when you're doing your next one, but make sure you guys follow him because he has a really good presentation on how all these things tie together. And I wouldn't be doing business with him if he wasn't at the top of the food chain in his particular space, or one of the people at the top of the food chain. But when we talk about values and we're talking about social media presence, branding, um, so you don't have, we have freedom of speech, obviously, but understand that how you present yourself is going to come with consequences. It's going to come with positive consequences or negative consequences. Now, if you are leading with your values, or even if you're not, right? Sometimes it's implied. Like the implication is that we're good people when we do business, right? Sometimes it's implied. But you have to understand what stages you can be on and what stages you can't. For example, I know some wonderful people that are really, really brilliant, and they have the freedom to speak any way they want to because the industry they're in. Friends that I have in the music industry and you know industries like that, right? They don't. We're not in competing industries. Um, I don't. I don't have the freedom to be able to speak any way I want because everything that comes out of my mouth is going to have a consequence. And this goes back to people that are presenting themselves in kind of an off-color way. Now, I'm not judging. I'm just saying that there's some people that maybe are relatively new to the business world, and and I praise them for making that move. But there's just some things that you have to know that we can't take for granted. One is there are strategic partnerships that you may not necessarily hear about, right? So I can't be in certain spaces that draw negative attention, whether it's because of the language used or the topics that are being discussed, because of these strategic partnerships, right? And if you are a business owner, and I tell people all the time, look, you're always on stage. Like there's always eyes watching you, even when you think that they're not. So you have to be cognizant of the fact that you are setting your own stage and you are contributing to your own outcome, depending on what your objective is. And I think if you lose sight of that, the dangerous part is you don't realize how many opportunities are now off the table because you wanted to throw up the F word or something in a public space. Now, we're adults, right? No one's going to get hurt if someone says the F word. But if you make that language a part of who you are in the public's perception, then it's going to start reflecting on your financials because even if people want to support you, they can't be affiliated with you in a public space, right? So that's just something to keep in. That's just something to keep in mind for new business owners, right? New business owners are people considering getting into the entrepreneurial lane. I'll land my plane there.
Ooh.
Wee. What's up, Lindsay? How you feeling about the room? Could we do a quick
Oh, I
reset? What's
mean,
up?
yeah, there's so many dynamic parts about this. And I mean, for anyone who visits, so I mean, I also have separate pages for separate things without a doubt. And my brand is me, like wholeheartedly. And so Otis, I recognize like when I choose, and I love that it began on values because it comes down to like, what is your ultimate value? And will people, and again, like I also accept that I am not for everybody. Like I've run a multi-million dollar company, had $1 million a year revenue salon owners that I consulted with. Like I know, and that was before the world of social media. And the thing that I think is the most important right now, especially having been a brand. So I think it also depends on what, like I love everything you're saying. I agree with it. And the expansion on it is that in the world, and Tenji brought it forth in the beginning of the room, with there being so much income, and I don't believe that content creation is for everybody. And for a lot of people, content creation and having business partnerships and having sponsorships, like this is a very exploding way in which revenue is being generated for people. And so the thing that I see is that it depends on what business you're in, and there are for sure boundaries, like without a doubt. And I think it'd be really dope to actually, in fact, Stack, put it on for the next topic that we have regarding, I think it'd be powerful to have conversation around what we actually think in community as boundaries, because the more we understand where something would inhibit
We're gonna
us,
do
it's
that
just like,
next week, Lindsay.
yeah,
Boundaries room. Let's do.
yeah, for sure. Because when we talk about that and we think about what Otis is bringing forth, which is very impactful, like it is so dependent on what is your objective and also which one of the pillars of what we consider to be integrity are you choosing? Because quite frankly, like you would have been hard pressed to find me in a bikini 5 years ago. I'm also going through an explant surgery. I know that me showing up has a impact on what some would conceive in regard my phone call. I know that the way that I'm showing up on social media, and I know we were using the squat rack in here, so I'm moving this to using myself as an example because I think it's important to speak from your personal conscious decision making because I can't speak for anyone else, and I know that what I am posting is controversial, and I know that it will turn some people away. And my bigger mission, what I'm walking in the world with, what is my personal branding, what I'm doing speaking engagements around, what I'm like building as my, continued portfolio of offering is in that direction. And so for some people, it can be like where you're trying to sexualize yourself. And I loved that Angelica was talking about alignment, like being really clear on who's your ideal client avatar. What are you moving forth in business? So Otis, you dropped real bombs and inquisitive questions. Thank you. And now a boundary conversation. So I hope you'll come back next Friday, and that you come in because I think creating boundaries and having clear understanding and people being able to hear from someone like you're investing in people's dreams. You're putting pay, like literally, you're just let me write the check. I'm in with you. You have the right proposal pitch. And if I believe in you, then I'm willing to bet my money on you. And you guys, this is important. This is why I have the daily self love room because how you speak about yourself is really important. And your social media, like I know there will be people in the future based on what I'm sharing that will choose not to work with me. I'm also betting on something I know is my mission in this world, and that is to wake up the world to what I'm walking in and all the ways in which we're changing ourselves toxically. And so, listen, that conversation is a deep one and it won't be for everybody. And I know that I'm not meant to be in this particular lane of my life for everybody. And I know very intelligent businessmen like you that come to have conversation with me would understand exactly what I'm doing. And so you would bet on me. And so it's important that we talk about the dialogues and boundaries around that because you're going to be
We
able to
gonna do
really
Lindsay.
break it
You
up
making me do? We gonna do that.
next
Fridays gonna be
Friday.
Lindsay Day. If y'all want that to be Lindsay Day, put a one in the chat. We gotta come in with these Fridays, these wellness rooms, right? Lindsay, that's gonna be we gonna stamp that up. Friday is Lindsay Day. Continue, Lindsay. I just wanted to say that. Like we need to come in with another that dialogue, which you just was talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're going to do that. I mean, it's really from Otis bringing a really, really thoughtful and thought provoking question into this room because he stands in a position where there's a lot of expansion that could happen for people because the hurdle the blind spot you and me, all of us may have that we're unaware of is that you may be dreaming about needing an Otis in your corner, betting on your dream, writing that check. And the things that hold us back are important for us to create awareness around so that we can choose if we decide to do it differently. So Otis, I just want to thank you and I hope you'll be back next Friday and bring the wisdom because that's a really powerful question and you also have, you can give real world experience. Like let people know what turns you off because the person doing the squat rack might not even know that is only building for a very small window of her offering. So it's going to be super expansive. I hope you'll come back.
Yeah, and remember, it's all balance, right? Like it's all balance. Like I look at some content, and I wish I could remember her name. She's this marketing woman that I went back and forth with, and there were some. All right, buddy. Okay, there was some content where she was actually in a bikini in another country, not working out, but it was in an environment where you should probably be in a bikini. It was like near the beach, right? But because of her message, like she wasn't just sitting there walking around in a bikini. Like she had a message and she was engaging. So it wasn't. Almost didn't even notice that she was in a bikini, right? Whereas, I think you touched it when you said I think there's certain people that are trying to sexualize themselves without whether they know it or not, right? So I think, and it's hard to. I probably should have reached out to her and kind of gave her that feedback, but me as a man, it's kind of hard to, you know, it's really tough trying to give feedback like that to somebody. So I just said I'll just let it go, and she never got back to me on the quote anyway, so I was able to let it go. But I appreciate what you're saying because I think a lot of people need to hear that.
Hey yo,
Yeah, well, Otis. Right there. And then Mojo, it's coming to you, and we'll keep moving this all the way through. And Otis, I think that's the reason we're going to have that room next week, because I recognize, thank you for sharing the perspective. And this is the power in holding like sacred space with people and being able to hear what they're saying through their heart space, because Otis is saying, I love somebody, and some female could take that as a whole lot of things. And so when we have a sacred container next week, next Friday, 2 p.m., it's going off. We're going to talk about boundaries and perceptions, super important
Hmm.
things to talk about in business, because this is where you get to up level your professional presence. And like when we're talking marketing and branding, it also is a mindset thing that like is the preface to everything. So Otis, again, I hope you put it in your calendar, and I hope everybody else does too. If you're going to put this in your calendar, go share this out on a social media and invite the other people to come follow you. You guys, I used to host rooms on this app when I first started that were 300, 1,000, and I know all of you did too. We would have our holistic bitches room in our club went like, it was so crazy. I also hosted a weekly room in the largest wellness food and wellness club on this app. And so this is, powerful conversation that is worthy of having. And it's going to take each one of us coming in and really pouring into the conversation and bringing your wisdom too. So if you are coming, go share out the room, because guess what? That's free marketing for you.
Let's
Boo.
go, Lindsay. You know what I want to say before we get to Mojo is that if y'all appreciate it, Lindsay coming in here and dropping this shit, put a fire emoji in the chat, right? Because y'all know this is going right on the podcast. This is going right everywhere. Like, I'm telling you, if you share it today, you know Lindsay coming with the fire. Friday is going to be fire. I can't wait to see what type of topic we come through with. I can't wait to see the energy. Y'all already know. No rooms on the weekend, Lindsay. We don't do no rooms on the weekend, but we come back on Monday. Monday's KB day. KB's coming back in with a topic. I can't wait to see what she chooses for that topic. It's going to be nothing but epicness, right? Then you already know I got my brother Nick coming in hot with another fire ass topic. Going to tear this shit to the ground. Then on Wednesday we gonna see what's going on. Thursday and then Friday we got Lindsay, right? We gonna have these fire ass rooms and these fire ass, you know what I'm saying, individuals. Mojo, oh yeah, we need Mojo to come through with these AI and this technology. You know what I'm saying? So I really need y'all to pay attention to what's going on. Like, we gonna have media professionals from all over the goddamn world come through. I'm firing the goddamn horns off. Let's go, Lindsay. I'm
Yo,
passing it back to
Lindsaya.
you or Mojo, and
Yeah,
we're gonna
no,
continue because we only open for about what 10, 15 minutes, and we out of here. Let's go.
yeah, no, I appreciate y'all. What I was really trying to do, right? Miss Roto, I don't want to slaughter your name. Miss Roto L, is that your name? You still in there? Rotouel. She had a question for Lindsay. I was definitely wanted to, she was waiting a little bit. But other than that, was speaking on branding and everything, and I'm thinking about, the value, and I'm listening to Otis, I'm listening to Lindsay, everybody. I want you all to know your own worth too. Kind of like what Miss Angelica was talking about, how you present yourself. I just had to tell a client, he was trying to get a website done for his firearms and certification business and wholesale business. He talked to me last year. He lives about an hour away from me. So I talked to him on the phone for 15, drove out there, talked to him, and this is like one of my godmom's friends, so I'm kind of doing him a favor. And then now I'm talking to him about the Corporate Transparency Act because he has an LLC and he wants me to do a website. So I kind of give him a little bit of information, how I'm using my business trust, family trust, and nonprofits, and reorganizing myself. But one of the things I was going to tell you guys is know your value, because I just had to tell the gentleman because he kept on asking me to talk, kept on asking me to come out. Can we have a beer, get more discussion? Number one, I'm not your financial advisor. Number two, when I hear people say they have a lawyer or they have an accountant on retainer or they're paying for that, I don't like counting people's pockets. But when you're coming to me because I'm a, contractor, I'm a creative, so everything I do is off of my knowledge. The worst thing that anybody can do is come to me and ask me, can I pick your brain? That is very insulting to me.
Preach, preach.
Anytime somebody tells me, "Hey, I want to come pick your brain," you know what that fucking tells me? That tells me, "Hey, I see the value you got. I see that you could help me, but I don't want to pay for it." And I also tell people that when that happens to me, and I ask them, so how much do you think my advice is worth? So if I give you this advice for this 15 minutes, this hour, how much of your life or this year do you think, if you put it into practice and you followed it, how much would you make? Or you think you would make an extra 10, 20, 30, $40,000, maybe a month or a year? I say fine. So now, if I can give you an idea, a plan in 10 to 15 minutes that can increase your income by 40 to 50 to 60% that you were making over the year, how much do you think you should pay me? How much do you think I think I'm worth? So know your value. I just had to tell them. I sent them a nice message. I had ChatGPT even. I had my AI even edit it for me to make sure I was nice. you know, and I had to tell them, I'm like, um, I've given you as much free access to me as possible. My intellect, my studying, the reason why you want my consultations, because I'm giving you information that you could possibly save $500 a day up to $10,000 in fines. That's more than what I'm charging you. So the fact that I'm even already giving you a player discount on a website, because I normally now I contract out my websites. I don't want to make a website personally. I have a web developer on team. I'm gonna give it to him. If anything's under 2,500, I'm giving it to him or an intern, bro. And I'm just gonna take my
And
20,
yo,
thirty
we got
percent
some
off the
heat
top.
coming from Mojo, man. The
Yeah.
website, all type of shit. The
So we're gonna be
graphics, man.
going
We gonna go
crazy. I
crazy.
definitely wanted to do that. I was trying to warm it up for Roto. But if there's anybody else, right? My biggest thing is knowing your value. If there was a number 3 on that list, knowing your value and sticking to it. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, just because they possibly don't have the funds right now, that your value isn't worth it. If you can back it up, if you got the results, if you got the experience, stop letting people shortchange you for a dollar.
100%. Listen, knowing our value is like, it is such an essential thing. And also, you guys, the reality is really great customer care, building the relationships, all of the things. Like, some people also think I don't have to invest anything. And listen, the bigger the deal, the more relationship building. So it isn't going to be like, the idea that I'm just going to stand on the stage and sell a $10,000 course to everybody. Well, you have to have built to be somebody where you're going to have a network big enough where that is actually the thing. The reality is that big deals take big relationships. And so it is an investment. And the smaller of the service that we're giving, the smaller investment of, like, the faster the decision making can be. So the smaller the decision, the faster we can get to it. So these are things to conceive without question. Knowing our value, knowing what we're offering, all of these things are super important when it comes to building business soulfully and in truly having wellness, because then you know how many you have on your calendar and how many more can you fit. So you are always, under promising and over performing. I couldn't get that one out. So we're going to keep moving this mic. We definitely, you guys, this is a power hour every Friday. We want to have you in. I see Martin is on the stage. We have Ismail. I don't think I've ever met you. T.O. Elijah's waving his hand. So I want to be sure that you are heard too, because I asked for you to come with the ones and twos. So, hey, what is making you money? Here's the most important thing, you guys. We can tell everybody what it is that we're doing. It's very, very different to say, how are you making money? Like, be generous in it. Give an actionable plan. What could someone walk out of the
Somebody
room?
better come in, Lindsay. We got one more share. We got time for one more share. Then we're out. Y'all gonna have to
Yes.
come back Monday.
Ooh. So people don't know where to start. Generally speaking, that's kind of sounds like the reoccurring theme from a lot of the people who've shared just now. And my name's Elijah. And also, when James was talking about Apple, I was the one who said that. The last corporate job I had, I was working at the media campus here in Los Angeles, and Apple is 100% built off of a aesthetic, culture, the way the teams operate there. And I say that because the IT position I had there, I had access to every building. So that was something I kind of got to see firsthand. And also in regards to people not knowing where to start, and when it comes to branding, content, and another issue being time efficiency that you just mentioned, Lindsay. Um,
Lindsaya.
Lindsaya, Lindsaya. Uh, yeah, excuse me. Um, and you also start to get into it as well, Mojo, as far as like the different tools that you use with your workflow and your business, AI, automation. That's definitely an aspect as far as what we're walking into nowadays that makes some of these things easier. But a takeaway for sure is like what we're doing right now. This is a community. And as far as the form of content, this is podcast form content. Nobody's on screen. We can't see anyone. But one of the easiest ways to produce content right now where you can make it look like you're doing a lot of work, but you're not really, is by hosting your own podcast. And I'm not saying that in regards to being on a podcast network, but YouTube is an example where you're creating that long form video content. You don't have to have a team to do this out. You can do this by yourself with a microphone in front of your own computer, talking about whatever knowledge or information you have to share. But the type of tools that we have available now, you can take a piece of content like that and break it up into multiple forms of short form video reel content, and where you're sharing that same knowledge information. And in regards to the time and energy and output that goes into producing something like that, and the branding strategy that you could put behind it to make it something that is valuable for your audience, um, I think it's relatively simple. It's relatively easy, especially with the tools that we now have at our disposal. So if there is like one takeaway, I think as far as like us like creating different content strategies for our business and how we talk about our business, like these are the kind of conversations that we're already naturally having. Just start making it a habit to record them and keep a record of the conversations that you're having naturally with the people who you interact with and collaborate with. Because that is for me the easiest nexus to start creating content and automated content at that, where it's something that you're doing naturally. So that's one thing thought I could share. So
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
bro. I sorry to
Hey,
cut
just
you
real
off.
quick,
Hey, bro.
can I share an example of Elijah doing that? So I was on a Zoom with Elijah. I really didn't even know he was doing this. It was a class I was teaching, and then the next day he showed me some content with this AI tool he created with him because he recorded me talking from the Zoom the night before.
No, what I was gonna say, man. Hey, bro. I like that, Elijah, young man. What I need you to do, bro, just like everybody else, right? If you enjoyed this media mentor sensation that Lindsaya put on, I need y'all to turn in them pink tickets, bro, because it's almost that time, stat. You know what I'm saying?
It's
It's
almost
almost
that
that time.
time, Mojo. It's
It's almost
almost
that
that
time.
time,
So you
man.
got,
I don't know how to
you
use
punching
it.
the clock. You got to punch them tickets, Elijah. I definitely got to
I'm
talk
not
to you,
sure how
bro.
to use
We
this
just,
app.
James just gave you the shout out. You got the AI. I
I'm
got to mess with you. You know what I'm saying? I got KB in here. I got Nick. I know Nick wanted to say something. So before we go, Stack, let's let
Yeah,
Nick
we
take
go
us
we
out,
gonna
bro.
get some final words from Nick and Lindsay. We're gonna take us out. KB, if you need anything, let's go. What's good, Nick?
Yeah, man, I know I'm chiming in on the late end of things, but I'm liking this topic in this room right now, man. If you guys are liking this topic, if you guys are liking the energy and the flow, I need you to throw a trophy in the chat for me. Throw a quick little trophy in the chat for me. I want to see who's active. I want to see who's going to apply this pressure outside of this room. I want to see who's really going to take action, right? Because a lot of these spaces where people don't understand, it's always good to get these gems and value. But if you're not applying this to your life when you leave this room, then what was the whole point of you sitting in these 2 hours for what? What was the purpose of you doing that? So I want you to really hold yourself accountable and say, hey, you know what? Once I leave this room, I'm going to take massive action. I'm not going to minimize myself. I'm not going to let the opportunity pass me. I'm not going to not be consistent. I'm going to leverage my time and do what's best for me and not apologize for that. See, as entrepreneurs, right? As entrepreneurs, as creatives, as innovators, we have to make sure we're making the best use of our time and stop feeling sorry for other people saying that they're wasting our time. People that waste our time, that's potential money that could come into your bank account. But you need to realize that wasted time is worse than wasted money. I don't want to waste time on people that are wasting time on me. I don't want people to make me feel like I have to shrink myself just to fit in. And a lot of the points that I've heard in this space, and I want to add on to them and echo a bit, one thing I heard in particular that really stuck out to me is when someone says my price is my price, you need to respect that. And the reason why I say you have to respect that is because you don't understand the power, the value, the honesty that's been put into that craft or background that that person has. What right do you have to tell somebody they can't charge what they want to
Bring
charge?
that
Who are
back,
you to
man.
dictate? Who are you to dictate what their price can be? And if I go in and out, just bear with me because I'm actually going through. I'm actually going through the city right now. It's kind of hectic over here, but I'll yield with this, right? Me being a public speaker, I have to edify myself in a complete manner. What I mean by complete manner is I have to present myself when I'm not on social media and when I'm on social media, when I'm on Clubhouse and when I'm off Clubhouse. People don't realize it's not just what you do on and off social media or on and off real life. It's how you continue to show up. It's how you continue to give it 110% even when there's no need to give 110%. See, this is where people go wrong, Stack, and I'm sure you can agree, bro. One thing I'm realizing now in my journey is, again, I'm not going to minimize the work that I've put in to build myself up just because you're committed to seeing me at rock bottom, just because you're committed to seeing me at a low tier place. I'm not about to do that because I know my worth. I'm only 28 years of age, and people think, oh, well, you're too young. You don't know it all yet. Real life hasn't hit you yet. I don't want to hear none of that because, first of all, you've never lived a moment in my shoes. Second of all, you don't know what I've had to do to get myself to this very point, let alone me judge you to where you are in your life. And third thing I'll add, and I'll throw it back to Lindsaya because I know she about to chime out. But one thing I'll say, and I'll yield with this: your price is your price, and yesterday's price or today's price is not going to be tomorrow's price. So let people respect you and not make you feel like you have to dim your light just because you have to say, oh, well, I charge 500 for a coaching call. Well, let me tell you something. Don't let them pay 400 or 450 or 489. They're paying that 500. If they believe in you and they believe in the service that you're providing, they're going to pay that price. I'm not going to minimize myself, like I mentioned. When I get booked to speak in certain places, I don't charge based off what their budget is. I charge based off my value and what I bring to the table. If they want to afford you, they'll find a way to afford you. And I'll just yield on that.
Sheesh, the price is the price, and stop selling yourself short, man. Lindsay, you had a good one today. You
Yeah,
had a
you had
good
a
one. Hey, yo,
banger
let's
today,
clap it up
Lindsay.
for it, Joe. Let's clap it up, man.
Put a fire emoji up in there, and I'm gonna pass it back to Lindsaya. Lindsaya, take us out with some final words, and I'm gonna give us some final words, and then we out of here. What's good, Lindsaya? It's
Listen,
on
I'm
you.
waving the white flag. Nick already did it. Only the motivated. That's the way it just moved in closing. We're going to be doing this thing again next Friday. So come in. We're talking boundaries and perceptions. Otis threw it in our lap. He said, listen, unpack this. And well, I am someone who believes that when we have clarity in these areas, we have the ability to amplify all that we're doing. Thank you for coming into Soulful Brand building while maintaining your wellness and Stack. Handing over to you, brother.
Listen, we went all the way in today. Look, make sure you guys are clicking the link at the top. If you guys are not a part of the Media Mentors, make sure you guys are clicking the link at the top. If you haven't heard my podcast with Lindsaya on her podcast talking about social media, shit was epic. Monday, we coming in with KB. Tuesday, I know Nick's coming in. Wednesday, I know Angelica's coming through. Thursday, JT's coming back in the building. Oh my God, wait till y'all see this topic. Friday, Lindsaya will be stepping in the building again aggressively. Oh my God, it's going down. I swear it's going down, right? It's going to be just a crazy week next week. Make sure y'all buckle up, get your seatbelts ready. Media Mentors were here. And make sure you guys are visiting stackpackpodcast.com and looking at all the episodes. We have over 200. You can go on the weekend and go listen to all the rooms that I've ever did on Clubhouse right now. And we still uploading shit all weekend. So go crazy. Go listen to everything, right? And I know all the rooms that from last week are up there as well. Make sure you guys are also visiting bookwithstack.com as well. Get your free 15-minute call so that way we can take these relationships to the next level. Media, billboards, getting yourself to the next level, right? Taking this shit actually to the roof. Not staying, not just staying there and listening. Just like Nick said, y'all hear that shit, right? If y'all ain't using the tools that are at your fingertips, then what are you doing? Right? Make sure y'all get with Stack. Make sure y'all tap in with me. Make sure y'all go to stackpackmedia.com and just tap in with everybody on the stage. You never know what they got going on. You You never know where somebody can end you, right? These relationships are important, so send that message. Hit people up, DM them. You never know where these relationships can go. I appreciate everybody that came through today. I asked my sister Lindsaya to come through and burn this shit to the ground, and she did just that. Oh my God. I'm so great. It's going to be epic. It's going to be another one from MM. I appreciate you. And look, everybody that came through, I appreciate y'all too, right? Everybody on stage, Richard, Sonia, Nikolai, Kobe, Jay, Alina, True OG, Andrea, Elijah, Raj, Minnie, Visions, Nicole, Casey, JT, my brother. Look, we going crazy. Ratul, Miss M, Mojo, James, Crypto, Rihanna, 10G. I appreciate yo 10G. Make sure you send me a message so we can do some media room so we can blow this shit up. I'm calling all media professionals from all across the world. I need OG 10G to come in here and burn this up. Pharaoh, you know what it is, bro. We're going to be doing some rooms real soon, some music marketing shit. It's going to be absolutely insane. Angelica, you already know we're going to be doing these winning rooms. Jill, make sure you come back. Miss Self Love, please hit me up so we can do another podcast room so we can teach these people how to damn get a podcast, right? Carlin, make sure you come back, brother. We gonna tap in. Amanda, wifey, always 10 toes down, right? You gotta have your wifey 10 toes down in the room all the time. KB, you know the vibes. Nick, you know what it is. Lindsaya, appreciate y'all. Look, we gonna be going crazy this week. This week's gonna be one of those. Just get ready. Right, I'm closing y'all out. Y'all know what I do. I jump off the jet. When I'm leaving, I jump off the jet. KB, Lindsay, I appreciate. Look, media mentors, big stack pack. Let's go.
Yeah. We say it's up, then it's us. Perfect time to drop the diamond in my cup. Solitaries on my ankles all the way up. See you trolling in that shit, I weighing up. Lambo truck and a flex, a princess cup. Wanna see fall, feed my clothes. Travel the globe, put the carrots in my nose. Never did fall, and I won't sell my soul. Let them rose off, split my horse. Tricking it, I'm gonna start, might get your car, I'm standing on the bar, me and my squad, tripping it, 14 passengers. Fly this thing in America. Richer than America. BBS has got my soul, bro.